Schedule has been released in full. Dodgers and Cubs will open the season in Tokyo in mid-March, with opening day for the rest of baseball on March 27th.
It's time. You know what time it is? Time. The game for Tuscaloosa's longest-running sports show.
The biggest goal of our team,
especially in the first half,
we at Bama, we're trying to be the best. Always is to win a national championship.
Something cool to look back on.
We don't want to waste a failure.
You're inside the game.
John Mechie on the ground.
Appreciate your interest in the game.
On your home for Alabama sports.
And Alabama wins.
Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota. And now, here's your award-winning host, Ryan Fowler.
And a big good afternoon to you. Welcome into the game. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports. I know we had a lot of time yesterday to react to what Nick Saban was able to address. Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We put up some photos on the graphics side. If you want to find me on the Facebook account, you can see those. We also retweeted some of those on our Twitter account at Ryan C. Fowler. But Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, and a lot of logos. I do think it's a nice gesture, and it is one of those, like I said, it does feel like that. Yeah, there certainly is some value. But we'll take phone calls. We'll get you involved in the show at 205-342-9904. The preseason All-SEC has now been released from the SEC. 16 players on a preseason All-SEC team. Now, 16 players among three different teams, right? First team, second team, third team. And we'll run through those. Tyler Booker, offensive lineman, one of the top guards in the entire country. Jim Nagy from the Senior Bowl had a chance to share that a little bit earlier with us. Talked about how he looks at Tyler Booker as one of the best interior offensive linemen. And really, he said, the ceiling of where he's at as far as draft picks, he said you usually don't see guards going any higher than 20, but Tyler Booker is a very marketable guy and excited to see him. He was a first-team offensive lineman. Deontay Lawson, the linebacker that should be anchoring that side of the things. Malachi Moore also there as a defensive back. James Burnap, the punter, Nealon Hibbett, the long snapper. And then when you go to the second team, you got Caden Proctor, offensive lineman, Parker Brailsford, which everybody's going to get to know Parker Brailsford, the center, freshman All-American last year. He was a finalist for the Sean Alexander Award. Parker Brailsford is the second team. Never even played a down in the SEC, but if you want to go back and look at the way that he dominated the Texas defensive front, Parker Brailsford listed as the second team. Tim Smith, I don't know if I agree with that one. I like Tim a ton, but I want to see more. I've been waiting for the day that Tim Smith just takes over on the defensive front. So he's a defensive lineman that's listed as second team. And then I want to ask you guys a question. Okay, this is how out of touch sometimes we are in the media world. I mean, like, you had idiots out there that voted for Vanderbilt. No, I mean, I'm not pulling your leg. I mean, really. How can you be the best kicker in the entire country and beat out Will Riker, the NCAA all-time scoring leader, transfer to Alabama, and you drop from a first-team All-American to a second-team All-SEC? Maybe nobody knows the name Graham Nicholson. You probably will because he's the number one place kicker in the country. But according to the SEC media group that we are a part of, he is second-team preseason second-team preseason All-SEC. Okay. Third-team Jalen Milroe. Okay. I got you. Justice Haynes getting some love. Jaden Roberts getting some love. Tim Keenan getting some love. Jihad Campbell, Jackson, and Sabb, both safeties. So Alabama finished with a few first-place votes, and I'll share how I voted a little bit later. We'll take your phone calls. Robert in Mobile will be the first up on a free-for-all Friday. I want to address something right out of the gate here before I go to Brent Beard. You know, in this business, you have a chance to get to know people. You have a chance to get to work with people so many different ways, and I've you know, when you're here in Tuscaloosa, you have a lot of people that have they're a senior in college, junior in college. We bring in multiple interns every single day, and we have a chance to interact with them. And then many of them get promoted to be a part of our company. And Noah's final day is today. Noah is maybe, and you say, well, hold on a minute. Whoa. Noah's final day today. He is leaving us. And I'll let him tell you about your plans. And, yeah, we will. I mean, we're going to miss you, Noah. I mean, Noah, you've been great to our station. I know you were an intern in our building before you was ever a producer, and you've stepped into a lot of roles, and we owe you a debt of gratitude for everything that you've been able to do. So if you guys call in, I know you guys have got to know Noah across the glass, but Noah graduated from the University of Alabama and last year, and now we'll be moving on to bigger and better things. And we just want to thank you for Noah for everything that you gave to the show. And very, very creative mind. You're going to do big things in the media business. No, I was out in Dallas. I never even told you this, but I should have. Barrett Sallee was telling me how much he enjoys talking to you off the air. So a lot of people have got to know Noah, and we're certainly thankful that we cross paths. And Noah, I will say this. It tells you a lot about your character. I've never seen anybody give the notice that you gave. You literally told us in March or April that you were leaving us. I've kept it a secret. So Noah told us then the longest notice I have ever had from someone. So we have properly prepared, and we'll have somebody coming in August that will be our permanent producer. But we got a guy that's going to help us out for a couple of days. But we're going to miss you, Noah. Appreciate everything that you gave to us. You were very creative, and you're going to be missed. So I've enjoyed getting to know you and getting to working with you every day. I tell this often. I hang out with my producer more than I do my wife. I mean, I look at you for 20 hours a day. I stare at you, but no doubt.
That's why I try to dress so nice, just to make up for that.
Oh, thanks, man. No more shooting me birds because I didn't make a break. No more, throwing things at me when I skip right through a segment or whatever. So, how will you manage the less stress of your life? I mean, that's going to be, having to deal with Fowler every day. So, enjoyed working with you. We'll talk about that as we travel throughout the afternoon. We'll get Brent Beard's reaction. All my media friends, you guys are going to learn, man. When Fowler says leave on Wednesday, you leave on Wednesday. Have you seen all my media buddies that are stuck out in Dallas that are talking about the airlines and the airline traffic with the program that got shut down and the data breach? The flight traffic has been just pretty much stalled around. It's literally trending on the social network accounts, but a lot of my media buddies are out there. I told you, don't stay around for Auburn and Kentucky. Don't stay around for Auburn and Kentucky. Even saw one of my media friends said, I'm just going to rent a car and just drive back. And he's not from Alabama, he's from another state, but I know a lot of people like Brad Crawford's another guy that he was trying to get back to Atlanta and couldn't get back to Atlanta. So it is chaos out in Dallas, not just for SEC media, but across the country. When you look at the world of air traffic controller, another one of those Biden stumbles. But the FAA has been a disaster for the last couple of years. Brent Beard, when you find it in Jacksonville, Florida, you'll find it at First Coast News. He's an SEC college football analyst. Brent Beard, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Welcome into the game in Tuscaloosa.
Welcome. Smart move. The airlines have just been a disaster. I really feel for people today who are going through that. I did get the obviously the team and the team vote and also the player vote on here. How is Alex McPherson on the first team kicker when he's not even healthy? That has been mentioned a good bit from Auburn. I mean, I hope he gets well and he'll be fine. But I mean, that's an issue, isn't it, Ryan? Were folks just not aware of that? I don't know. Princely, you on the third team, Gator fans would tell you that he's got a long way to go to even be third team. Frankly, he looks great, but not going to do a whole lot. I'm with you. Unfortunately, I'm with you on Tim Smith. Second team would be way too high. Frankly, on that one. Now, I almost don't know what to say about this, but we see this every year. Look, if you're voting, if two people are voting Vandy to win the SEC and one of them's voting South Carolina, I don't want to play bad cop here and say that you need to lose your credential. But if you don't have any better sense than that, Ryan, what in the world would you do with someone in that situation?
Well, and they're able to monitor that. I mean, come on. I mean, it's a direct link, so somehow you have to be able to see who identified Vanderbilt as the two people who voted them as SEC champions. South Carolina, I mean, it's almost as silly enough to vote for South Carolina as it is Vanderbilt. LSU received 2, Ole Miss received 4, 12 Alabama, 27 Texas, 165 for Georgia. Predicted order of finish: Georgia 1, Texas 2, Alabama 3, Ole Miss 4, LSU 5. The Missouri Tigers, they're at 6, 7, Tennessee 8, Oklahoma 9, Texas A&M, and then we drift on down, and Auburn's not in the top 10. So if you guys were out there wondering in the back of the room, but this Alabama team is talented, and I think the one thing, you and I talk about this so often, when you go to SEC Media Days, you learn a lot from the coaches, but you also learn a lot from the people who cover those teams daily. There's weaknesses everywhere in the world of college football.
4 more. That is the number one reason to go to media days, besides to get the mini schedules. Look, you will get the truth, and you will get it very quickly from beat writers. And they will not, and they see these teams every day, or at least some of it. They certainly hear things. And yes, if you want to get, Ryan, I would trust more of what I get in what I call the hall talk, people you meet in the hall who cover these teams, than anything you hear from the podium. Is that correct?
No, it's 100%. And so you sit there and you're like, okay, you talk to Georgia people. I talk to a lot of Georgia people, and the one thing that really kind of grabbed me is there's a lot of questions around the Dogs. I think you could take the first top 4 teams, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, and I talked to our buddy Brett Norsworthy about this. When you look at Ole Miss, I'm not as convinced at Ole Miss because it's the hype now. You got to deal with being the attention of Ole Miss, and they've never lived up to their expectations. So, but you could really jumble up Georgia, Texas, Alabama, and Ole Miss and draw one out of a hat, and you could probably make a case why and why not that they would be the SEC champ.
Well, and look, the reality for this is for your listeners, and they really need to pay close attention to this. Because now Alabama is 3rd, and look, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter 1 iota because it's a different train of thought now with the 12-team playoff. Even if this was look, right now, I would make the argument that let's just pretend for a minute this is the end of the season. And Georgia, Texas are playing off for the SEC championship. Look, I know you want to win an SEC championship. I get that. Bama's won more than any, and particularly the prize they won last year. But the reality of it is, if you're not, Ryan, and I bet you've said this already, if you're not in the SEC championship with this 12-team playoff, you're probably better off because you get a week off. Instead of having to play and get people injured, I still think that SEC title, as Nick Saban would say, is very valuable, means a lot. But the 12-team playoff is causing us to look at things differently than we ever have before.
It is. No, it is. And I think really until we get through this first year, we're going to have a sample size to get us through what it's going to take. Because I look back at last year, Brandon, I know it's going to sound rude, but there's no way that you can, kind of bypass this. And it's one of those things when you look at last year, Alabama had no business playing in the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
But they were there because nobody else was better. And really that's a reflection on the SEC. It's a reflection on the SEC that they could not take advantage of a down year in Tuscaloosa. Alabama was still the SEC champ. They still made the college football playoffs. But even that, when you look at 4 teams now expanding 8 beyond that to 12, who knows what it'll take or who knows what it'll not take to get knocked out.
Very true. And again, look, for the SEC, you're looking at 10-2 can get in. And I think, depending on who you lose to, I think even 9-3 would get you in, particularly if you've got the strength of schedule that is in the top 5 or the top 10.
So, and that's where we're at in the world of college athletics. Brent Beard, we have talked a lot about Coach Saban. Let's start with what happened today. You've been around this university for a long time, being raised in the great state of Alabama, attending the University of Alabama, as Brent always says, one of our great sponsors, DCH. He goes, I was born there. I was born in Tuscaloosa at DCH Medical Center. But when you look at Nick Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, give me your reaction.
Well, it's certainly an honor. There's no doubt about that. But and I'll be very, very upfront with this. I think they should have put his name on the stadium. I really do. I thought, and I don't know what they would have had to work out. I'd be curious to know one day down the line what the conversation was. No question, it's an honor to have the field named after you. But I just thought that, frankly, it should have been Bryant-Denny Saban Stadium. When you have done what he has done, which is unprecedented, and you have won the SEC championships and the national championships, and see, he's on when you're on the Mount Rushmore of the game, along with Coach Bryant. Your name belongs on the stadium, frankly, and may even on the stadium and on the field. But that's one thing that grabbed my attention. Look, he deserves it. They'll be happy about it, and I'm not going to spend my life campaigning for it. But I just thought he has done enough in his career, which is more than anybody else has done, that he deserves an honor more than anybody else gets.
Well, and Brent, I think the one thing, and I tried to explain this because Alabama's been so high and mighty the last 17 years.
Yeah.
I made this case yesterday. I'll make it again. When you look at what Nick Saban means to the University of Alabama, he saved my university. He saved this football program. People, they look at it now and they're like, oh, come on. I mean, the new fans, they talked about, okay, well, this is this and this. Listen, you go back to where Alabama was at, one step away from the death penalty, looking down the barrel of the gun. Yeah. It could have easily went the other way. One more bad coaching hire, and you could have been the new Auburn.
Yes. Yeah. And look, people who survived Mike Dubose and Frangione and Mike Price and Mike Shula. And by the way, Mike Shula's coming back to Tuscaloosa this year in the South Carolina game because he's on the staff now. Ryan, I totally agree with that. And again, and the reason I mentioned the Mount Rushmore a few minutes ago, you get the Mount Rushmore, you get on there because you're a change agent. To me, it's Coach Bryant, Steve Spurrier, because he changed the way we played the game in the SEC. And then it's Nick Saban because he basically changed everything. He made people change the way they recruit and change the way that they played the game, and then he would adapt as he did with Lane Kiffin and be able to throw the ball. Listen, anybody who doesn't believe what you're saying, you have them call me, and I will be delighted to tell them that you are exactly right, because during those times that we just talked about, and people may not believe this, but at that point of the stretch of the coaches I just named, Alabama was a lot closer to being Vanderbilt than they were Alabama.
Yeah, as your colleague says at Second Helping with Travis Reier, it was Alabama on the outside of the bus, but inside the bus, it wasn't Alabama. They had literally took us to our knees, and that's why I love when you look at the NCAA falling. I love to see it. I love to be able to see this side of the NCAA, because we'll celebrate the day that they shut the doors on that corrupt organization that has never been fair to many schools, including the University of Alabama. So, But Brent, you think about it from an SEC perspective. These other SEC fans should probably get on their hands and knees and thank Nick Saban as well.
Well, the thing Saban does is what we say about that Saban forced the league to play better and to think better and to coach better and to recruit better and to build better. Would you say that's accurate, Ryan? When you force your competition to emulate what you're doing, that is when you're the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I mean, look at the facilities that have been built. I mean, in your state, just take Florida for just one example.
Right.
They didn't have an indoor practice facility. Georgia? Yeah, we're looking at you. You guys didn't have an indoor practice facility either. But the facilities have been improved so much because of Nick Saban. You either got up to par or Nick Saban was going to lap you. And so these facilities were built in the attention of the heyday of the SEC. So it's a lot of different ways. And you almost hope the SEC will honor him as well, and in a way that he left his impact. I mean, many of the rules that we're talking about now were countered to Nick Saban's production.
Well, and I wonder really, when you think about what he deserves, I mean, some of this, it sounds kind of trivial, but look, they really ought to name an award for him, frankly, in the SEC, and in Tuscaloosa. And look, Ryan, and you've said this multiple times that I've heard you, is the city of Tuscaloosa. Really, I don't know if they need to name multiple streets for him or what they have done, but look, to me, he has rebuilt the city of Tuscaloosa.
That is a brilliant point, because you said name an award after him, because, maybe that's something we can do locally. Call it the Saban Award and talk about, I know we already have the Bryant Award. We have the Dennis Dodd Coach of the Year Award. There's another one out there. I can't recall. AFCA is another one. Yeah. I mean, there's multiple. Why not we take the bull by the horns and do something? Because, some of these awards, like the Fred Blitnikoff, it's kind of originates out of Tallahassee. So, because of his days there, the Blitnikoff, top receiver in the country, maybe we do as the university take a kind of bulls, grab the bull by the horns type approach and create an award. That's another great, I like that. I like that. That's a solid. And again, from the SEC, and I do mean this, Ryan, and I'm repeating myself here, but with emphasis, is what you've said over and over again, and this may take a few years to do it, but for what he has done for the city of Tuscaloosa, they deserve some kind, and not just Nick Saban Day, but there needs to be something that's well thought out, that is in his honor for what he did to that city. And look, that when the University of Alabama, during the time that he's there, and you remember the numbers more than me, but when you basically almost double, maybe he did, your student population, there's a reason that happened. I know it's not totally football, but you better believe that the success he had made people want to come to Tuscaloosa. Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be at 40,000 students. So anyway, it gives us a little bit of time to reflect on this, but I have seen some of the branding, and it does look nice. But in my opinion, this is Ryan's opinion, it's not based on anything other than just my thoughts. It's almost like, okay, great, what's next? What else do you need to do? Yeah. Because maybe they'll try to brand it in a way that it becomes more of a talking point, right? Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And, I mean, maybe that becomes more of, of the direct point. But, like I said, I mean, we kind of, had a discussion yesterday. We had a guy call in from the university that had worked on a historian, he said, from the university. And I have no reason to doubt him. But he said that, you can't remove Denny because of, the significance there.
Yeah, I get
okay,
that.
well, add it up there to it.
Yeah, look, that's my point. Bryant Denny Saban Stadium, look, it doesn't take any longer to say that than it does say Bryant Denny, frankly. So, and look, Denny Chimes is named after the family also. But, yeah, I'm with you. You don't have to remove anything else. But look, I mean, Brian, they'll promote anybody, and if Christ doesn't come back before then, in 100, 150 years, that will come close to what he accomplished.
That's the big topic of conversation when you look at the world that we live in here currently. Brent Beard, I appreciate you as always for being a part of our show. Always enjoy every Friday here on The Game. Second Helping, where you get your podcast, First Coast News, the ABC, NBC News affiliate there in Jacksonville, Florida, and great radio stations like this one. Hey, Brent, have a great weekend, man. I appreciate you.
Always thought-provoking, young man. I always enjoy it.
Well, you've added something to our thought. I hope somebody will take the bull by the horns and do that, because I think it would be fun to kind of throw that out there. So, something
Me
to think
too, brother.
about. Thanks, man.
Take care.
Thank you. Tuscaloosa Toyota powers the program each and every day. It is a Free-for-All Friday presented by Brian Harden Construction. Free-for-All Friday. What does that mean? Well, there's a lot of things that we're going to talk about. Certainly there's news out there that we need to discuss. One little news nugget. Did you miss it? I like it. I think you will as well. We'll talk about it next. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
$500 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500 to save 15% today.
Now, this hour's West Alabama real-time news update from the Tuscaloosa Thread Newsroom.
Delegates and attendees from Alabama are returning home today from the Republican National Convention that concluded in Milwaukee last night with the nomination of Donald Trump. Most are saying it's the most united the GOP has been after a convention. A residence on Green Tree Drive in West Blockton continues as an active crime scene this morning. Multiple people were reportedly shot. The back-to-school sales tax holiday is underway, began at 12:01 this morning, ends at midnight Sunday night on all school supplies across the state.
Get 24/7 local news coverage and sports updates when you download the free Tuscaloosa Thread app and sign up for twice daily email newsletters.
Our coverage of SEC Media Days this week is presented by BetU. What is it? It's Alabama's first and only legal app allowing you to directly bet against your friends. No bookie eliminates the middleman, which means no house, no juice, no fees, direct betting head-to-head or with a group. More fun, social betting experience. Very easy with Apple Pay, debit, credit cards. No collection. It's automatic. And you can find it in Alabama, the great state of Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Texas. Why is it legal? Peer-to-peer betting legal because there is no house taking bets, only bets between your friends. It is a social network app, and it is a free download. You can find it for your iOS and coming very, very soon for Android users. It is BetU. Do a search for it, download it. And we're going to be giving away some great things courtesy of BetU.
Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. Call Paul at 205-331-6823. Custom curbing for your home or business. Do away with those plastic individual stone borders. Go for that more permanent, decorative concrete border. No more grass growing between those individual stones. Cleaner to edge to maintain. They're willing to travel, not just here in Tuscaloosa, but also in our neighboring states as well over in Mississippi. Many colors and choices. They'll customize for that individual taste and house. Give them a call at 205-331-6823. You could also go to their Facebook account. Find their page. You can see exactly what the videos. They came out, did a free quote. Paul gave me an evaluation. Give them a call, 205-331-6823. Free quotes and evaluation. It is Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. Call Paul at 205-331-6823.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or a thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
The Game with Ryan Fowler Powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Doing Tuscaloosa. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let me tell you about DCH. Over 90 years of serving West Alabama, the Regional Medical Center on University Boulevard, also in Northport, McFarland Boulevard, also in Fayette. The Medical Center, DCHHealthSystem.com, orthopedics, women's services, surgical services, emergency services, and more. DCH Health System. Greatly appreciate them for being a part of our show. Let's continue with more phone calls. Robert Mobile on a Free-for-All Friday. Robert, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Hey, man.
Hey, and I teased the audience going into this segment. This might be a better one for Paul. Auburn out here with some of their media reporters are talking about Caleb Cunningham and the possibility of him flipping. Okay. And so it's out here, and I guess Jeffrey Lee and Cole Pinkston. I don't know Cole. I'm sure they're great people. Jeffrey Lee's been around Auburn for a long, long time. And he was talking about wide receiver, 5-star wide receiver. Caleb Cunningham is expected to be at Auburn's Big Cat Weekend, okay? And it was kind of like looking at it like, okay, maybe he's not really committed. The recruitment appears to be far from over for the Barnes standpoint, okay, is what they kind of said. Caleb Cunningham grabs the Twitter account, which we featured him from Ackerman, Mississippi, and he says, quote, "I don't care what nobody says. There is no flipping in me. RTR." So Caleb Cunningham looks at it and says, "Hey, I'm not thinking about Auburn." I mean, why would you at this point? So
you said what? That Auburn's not even in the top 10.
Yeah,
earlier?
I mean, it's just. I mean, the program is. It's on life support. 3 losing seasons in a row, and even going back to that 4th season 4 years ago, it was only a 6-5 season. So, it's
they're in grave danger of becoming. Let's see, I guess Vanderbilt is the lowest you can go. So they're above Vanderbilt, but Arkansas maybe.
I mean, they're hanging out down at the bottom. I mean, you've got Kentucky, Florida. But you can really make a case that Kentucky may be a little bit better than Auburn. And there was close on the votes, very, very close on the votes. But South Carolina has been in a kind of a dumpster for a while. Arkansas has been in a dumpster. Mississippi State kind of lives in a dumpster. I love Stark Vegas. I'm not saying that as a city, but Mississippi State's just it's just not been where it needs to be. And then Vanderbilt. So, it's a fight for the bottom, and Auburn's trying to stay out of the bottom. They know they can't get to the top, but at least get out of that. But the other part, Robert, is Auburn for the long time, when they've always had a good season, you know what follows? An NCAA investigation. It's always an NCAA investigation. No. And so now they're no longer able to separate themselves because everybody's doing it. NIL is a big part of the world.
Yeah, it's going to get, with Texas, Oklahoma coming in, their ability to get back, at least in the middle of the pack is going to be a lot harder. As with everything, there's, the elites, the best 3 or 4, the middle, and then, like you said, the bottom 3 or 4, which in this case is going to be bottom 4. And for Auburn, the bottom 4 is where you're hanging out right now. It's going to be tough getting yourself back to the middle, but like you say, sometimes they get a Bo Jackson or a Cam Newton out of nowhere every, 50 years? So it hasn't been quite 50 years yet since Cam Newton, so you're still in for quite a wait there, Auburn, and sorry for you. Hey, switch gears on you for a sec. Anybody who watched Trump's speech last night and how he talks about, his near-death experience, because that's exactly what it was, a near-death experience. I mean, the only thing that didn't happen to him, his heart just didn't stop. And not see that the man is human, which, dehumanizing him was a huge part of what the media was doing to him forever. I mean, you just don't, you're the one who's inhuman if you can't see that, be moved by the speech last night. You can think what you like about him, as far as policies go, but his humanity, which too often was trying to be taken away from him with a lot of rhetoric. You know, he's Hitler and he's an existential threat and all that kind of talk. I mean, you can't deny the man's humanity anymore. And I think, fortunately, that narrative hopefully will be gone. You know, he's not human, Hitler, and all this nonsense. I mean, it's not Hitler. He never was. And he's definitely a changed man. It's just, without question, you're not going to get a bullet inches away from your skull and not be moved by it, not be changed by it. And so I think it'll make him a better person. And the speech was just outstanding, especially the beginning when he talked about what happened to him. It was traumatic.
Well, and I think we also saw from the RNC, and obviously I was out in Dallas for the out at the media days, but you see the group of people that represented there, the diversity, everything from a Indian American to a Kid Rock to Hulk Hogan.
I love that one.
And really, as I like what they said, it's a big tent, right? We can get a lot of people because the Democratic Party has become kind of the party of
elitist snobs, yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of in a way, yeah. I mean, it's become, and I know a lot of people still hold on to it. I'm a Southern Democrat. Okay, well, you're no longer a Democrat because that party has left long time ago. My late mother used to say this all the time because I would aggravate her because she was a Democrat. About 20 years ago, she mailed that in, but I never let her live that down. I'd always say, Mom, that's your party. And she'd call me griping and complaining or whatever. And she'd get so fired up. She'd say, don't you start that with me. Don't you start that with me. And then she would counter and she said, Ryan, I didn't leave them. They left me. And it was always something I went, you know what? That's so true because, it's kind of a party of, as you said, strange birds, man. Could you imagine?
Elon Musk does the same thing. I mean, he shows that little chart that, out there, you standing still and the line keeps moving away from you. And all the next thing you know, you look around, Elon Musk, hey, how did I end up on the right? I just stood here.
But hey, listen, I still wanted to aggravate my mom. I'd get her all fired up. And for those out there that wonder, my dad was as well. I mean, my dad was a Union Democrat. And so, but I mean, I'm a self-thinker. I don't need anybody else to think for me. So,
well, one of these days when we get really into, I'll probably give the story of how I became, more conservative in my thinking of things. But real quick, you mentioned earlier when you guessed that you thought that Alabama didn't deserve to be shouldn't have been a playoff team.
Nobody should have. Alabama did not have a great team last year. Would you agree with that?
It's relative. It's relative season to season.
And that's the point that I was trying to make is nobody was able to take advantage. I mean, we gave up 49 sacks in a season. When you look at metrics speaking, I don't know if there's a metric out there that's in the top 10 of Nick Saban's teams.
So that was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, you could line it up and you could say, well, defensive production, offensive production, Tommy Rees. I mean, you could go through a list of things about this Alabama football team that were not where they needed to be. But still, they were able to overcome that, and I think that's a credit. But also, nobody in the SEC could take advantage of a down year in Tuscaloosa.
Well, in that case, that made them a great team. I look at the way Nick Saban does, because Saban he's calmly saying he was always true. He's not a defending champion because last year is gone. It's a whole new year. Everything's clean. Everything's different. You're not defending your title because, number one, because no one's going to take it away from you. And number two, that was last year. Now, it's among the teams this year and only. You can branch it out, to all time and all that. If you compare the Alabama teams of Nick Saban's era, they're one of the absolute worst. Probably the worst. I can't think of another Alabama team under Saban that couldn't have beaten last year's Alabama team. I really can't think of one. But that's not who you're playing against. You're playing against the team relative to this year.
That's the entire point that maybe I did a pitiful job of explaining is when you look at it, we don't know what the new, we don't have a sample size. We're going into this thing blind. What does it take to get in the 12-team playoffs? We think 10 wins will be enough, and it possibly even 9. We just don't know. We need a couple of years to kind of, get our feet under us and say, okay, this is what it takes to win. Because, and I think last year was a great sample size, right? What it takes now compared to what it took 4 to 5 years ago, there is really no comparison.
Sure.
Take that Alabama
it's
team.
been down.
Yes, it's impacted the depth. But take that Alabama team. Okay, just run through these Alabama playoff teams. Tell me a team that could beat. I don't know if you could find one that could beat.
No. Let's see. The worst team in Saban's era before this last year team, I would probably say was the Blake Sims team when we got stomped by Ohio State. That team could have beaten last year's Alabama team, but that's not what I said. Greatness to me is relative to the season player of the year. If you want the Alabama was one of the 4 best teams of last year. They were only a few bad snaps away from really winning everything. Despite how bad they were, had we just one different center, if the center was just better, I think we win the national championship.
Yeah,
the guy constantly kept giving the Jalen Milroe's knees. If he just doesn't do that, then drives don't get stalled, and Milroe can pull us through with it. So if it's for past teams, no. In fact, there's a lot of other, not just Alabama, there's a lot of other teams that last year team couldn't have beaten. Ohio State team they couldn't have beaten, and Clemson team they couldn't have beaten. But last year. Yeah, they were a great team in that of the teams that were all around last season, Alabama was one of the best. So, on that scale, they were great. I know what you're saying. We're so used to other teams that are really outstanding. But, it is what it is.
Yep.
But I'm hoping this year's team can beat last year's team. I think it will be.
Yep.
I think it will.
Hey, Robert, thank you, man. Right. Roll Tide to you.
Trump 2024. Trump 2024.
Look at Robert trying to squeeze that in. I even had some people brag on Robert out at SEC Media Days. Some folks that listen to the show that are media members that said, always enjoy Robert's calls. We do as well. He brings a different perspective to the table. Not saying different, just a different way of looking at things. As he's told us, he's an engineer, kind of has that way of analyzing things. R&R Cigars, 2703 6th Street in downtown Tuscaloosa. R&R Cigars, 2703 6th Street. Relax and recharge. The Cigar Mansion. You will find it R&R Cigars. We'll continue with more of the game. We'll take your phone calls coming up in just a couple of minutes. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Counted tickets. The 41st Annual World Deer Expo, July 19th through 21st at the Birmingham's BJCC.
The Pharmacy at Midtown with TJ Thomas, 205-752-0627. PharmacyMidtown.com. Don't forget about the retail side of the Pharmacy at Midtown. It's an independent-owned pharmacy specializing in walk-in prescriptions, medicine on time packaging, which increases that independence. Compounding needs. The only sterile compounding facility in Tuscaloosa is the Pharmacy at Midtown with TJ Thomas. Pastor's Kitchen Mexican food right there in Northport. If you're looking for the great specials daily, the fajitas are outstanding. The Pastor's dip, the appetizers, the fried ice cream, always a great option. It is Pastor's Kitchen Mexican food. Also find the food truck, and we are also now serving breakfast at Pastor's Kitchen Mexican food. Stop by the McFarland Boulevard location. You can also find him in Northside, Pastor's Kitchen Mexican food with Pastor Garcia.
Follow Tide 100.9 on Facebook today to watch our live shows, read the great articles, and interact with Bama fans today.
Cunningham, I like that little post where he just said, nope, no, I'm not going to flip. Are you kidding me? We'll talk to Rodney Orr coming up in the 3 o'clock hour. We're only running with 2 guests today. We are 43 days away from Alabama Crimson Tide football, brought to you by Alabama Credit Union, 12 days away from Alabama's first practice. Brought to you by Alabama Credit Union, alabamacu.com. Checking, savings, mortgage, home equity loan, financing a vehicle, Alabama Credit Union. Let's continue, and we go to Super Joe. Super Joe here in Tuscaloosa. Super Joe, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
Oh man, what's up, partner? Man, I'm glad to be get on here. I said, shoot, do it while I got the day off work. I said, let me go ahead. I said, I got some better time. I'll tell you what, though. I've been hearing so much about the Alabama. I'm gonna use 2 snake analogies. Now, one thing I found out when I did a discovery on snakes about a few months ago, that the anaconda wasn't the biggest snake.
Oh, what is?
Well, actually, it's something called the Titanoboa, but that's an extinct over millions of years ago. And the second one was the Gigantorpheus. That's like another sea snake that's not as big as the Titanoboa, but it's much bigger than the anaconda. But both of those are extinct. So the anaconda was actually number 3, but it's number 1 now. Okay. So, and I compare this. What does this got to do with Alabama football? Because one thing I see right now with Kalen DeBoer, now this man's great, awesome recruiting. Okay, I'm gonna use this. We had a reticulated python and Coach Saban, a defensive coach. But now we got to burn him. What we got right now is a Bernese python and Kalen DeBoer who's offensive minded. But we're gonna have a Titanoboa offense, but we're gonna have a python defense. So you see, the offense is going to be a little bit more ahead than the defense. I got to sit around about between 100 to about 89. So the offense is going to be more ahead, and I do say we're going to have a more improved team. If all the players are focused, the coaches there, everything's on one accord. I see no doubt of us going to the playoffs. I see no doubt of us going to the SEC championship. Now, when we go to the national championship, I think under Kalen DeBoer, I think about 2, maybe 3 national championships under, but I just don't see him staying here as long as Coach Saban. I just don't see that, but I do see him succeeding out here in Alabama because he's national championship ready. But then, and everybody talking about how Auburn going to get, look, and I'll tell you what, I've been shutting Auburn fans down for a whole week now. I'm back. Also, Super Joe's back in business. I mean, actually, I just kind of laid back a little bit because there's a lot going. But the fact of the matter is, I tell them all, I said, look, everybody talk Warriors. I said, man, you know what? You already on the negative balance at any bank that you write a check at. Because I still got to say that Auburn, it's probably going to be a while for they be able to spell the playoffs. And I said, it's bad that you could just sit here and just try to spar with us. Y'all can count how many times y'all beaten Alabama, but reverse everything. Look how many times Alabama beaten y'all, plus SEC championships, plus national championships, playoff appearance. Ain't really nothing that y'all can cover. I said, y'all have no spread to cover. You ain't got no shoulder to lean on or leg to stand on. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Alabama's gonna be championship contenders. If we ain't the national champions, we're gonna be at least playoff contenders. That's the way it's gonna be. I wonder when did that homeboy from Montgomery when does he ever call a show?
No, we ran him off. We're trying to eliminate kind of losers from our group, so we kind of put him on the road. Yeah,
he had to go.
Yeah, really, it goes back about 2 years ago. You remember when you wiped the floor with him?
Oh yeah, I remember. I've done that a bunch of times.
Several.
I was wondering when he was going to learn his lesson. That's what I was wondering.
Well, and so when you wipe the floor with him, Super Joe, we don't hear from him anymore. That was all on you. He didn't make it to the boxing ring, and so. It's kind of your fault, to be honest with you, Super Joe, that he doesn't call anymore. So,
I put it this way. I won't take all the credit. I know some other Alabama fans, Biscuit Booth put him down. Jim put him down, and then you didn't show him no passion. And plus, your show's getting bigger and bigger. That's probably why it's hard to get on. And there's one show everybody had nominated. Man, that show was going to the dogs now. I knew it was. I knew it was going to go to the dogs, and I knew your show was going to get elevated. Because, man, when people call here, I promoted your show out there. I said, get on there with Ron Fowler. This man, this one thing I like.
Super
I said, y'all, I told our friend, I told our homeboy Champ, I said, you want to get on the show to talk? But I said, call Mr. Ron Fowler. Call the game. Because I tell you what, all you just let him know you're a friend of Super Joe. I'm sure he'll hear you. He'll hear you. Plus, you got knowledge, and this was one of the craziest Alabama fans I ever met. I mean, I was even at the time, he would ground Georgia fans, LSU, Auburn, oh my good, Tennessee, and don't try to defend them either. It was like raising your voice it was like a child raising your voice at a parent during the 20s, and you know how dangerous that was.
Gotcha. Yeah, Super Joe, did you watch the speech last night? Did you get it?
I wasn't night shift. That's why I don't get a chance to watch those. But tell me what's up, posting that little bit.
No. I mean, Robert was just talking about it a couple of minutes ago. I was just going to ask you if you did. I was just kind of curious what the thoughts was. But that's okay. It's okay.
But that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. But they're not going to have no fan day this year because the football season is going to be so close up and all. Ain't no sense having a fan day and all this. And the football and the season starting about a week later, that'd be kind of a disadvantage. But it'll probably be a fan day next year. Probably won't it?
Let me say this: I've got the schedule. It's been given to me in confidence. I'm not going to speak. I'll just keep my mouth shut because I don't see it here, but I also don't know if there could be another acronym on there. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't know. I mean, it's the best way to answer that question is I just don't know. And I really don't know. I mean, I'm looking straight at the schedule, but I can't tell by the schedule. I know you're always a big fan day guy. I don't know. Well, I just don't know. I'm sorry.
I kind of floated them, and it's more like a memorabilia thing because
there's multiple practices at Bryant-Denny Stadium, so there could be something there. But like I said, I don't know, and so I'm not going to. That's it. I'm not going to say any more because, but I do have the practice schedule, but I could see where it could be a part of it, but I just don't know.
All right, but hey, man, I'll tell you, I feel like this though. We can, I don't think I'm catching the problem, but I'm trying to get these 2025 calendars. Yeah. I mean, but I know Ron. They said right now we're not going to have them until close to the football season. But I'm gonna like get my order and get mine right away.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you go to DanielMooreArt.com, DanielMooreArt.com, remember the code word, the game, a significant discount. You get a nice little discount there, and we did that a couple of weeks ago. No, but they will not, and they're going to be honoring Coach Saban. So. It's one of those things that DanielMooreArt.com does. But, hey, Super Joe, I appreciate you, man. I hope you have a great day, man. Have a great weekend.
Take care, partner.
Right back to you. DanielMooreArt.com, 4th and 31, the Gravedigger play. Jalen Milroe connected to Isaiah Bond. Oh, that was fun to be able to listen to him on Wednesday when we sat down with the quarterback at the University of Alabama. If you missed that, you can find it on Tide109.com. And also the legacy continues. DanielMooreArt.com. DanielMooreArt.com. We continue with more of your phone calls. We'd love to hear from you. Rodney Orr coming up next. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Nick Cope.
First round of the Open Championship from Royal Troon is in progress. Shane Lowry holds the solo lead at 4 under. He's still on the course. Justin Thomas in the clubhouse. He is at 3 under. Brooks Koepka and Xander Schauffele are part of a large group at 2 under. Other players still on course. You got Tiger Woods, who's at 6 over. Scotty Scheffler is 1 under. And a couple notable names really struggled today. U.S. Open winner Bryson DeChambeau finished 5 over, and Rory McIlroy finished at 7 over. And the NFL receiver Devontae Adams told Shannon Sharp he's locked in with the Raiders and not seeking a trade out of Vegas amid rumors of him wanting out. 2025 MLB schedule has been released in full. Dodgers and Cubs will open the season in Tokyo in mid-March, with opening day for the rest of baseball on March 27th.
Northport Power Equipment, largest inventory Husqvarna dealer in the Southeast. You'll find the Husqvarna models for residential and the professional landscapers, Skag commercial mowers, residential mowers, backpack blowers, handheld blowers, battery-operated tools. The service department at Northport Power Equipment, 2 blocks east of the Northport Civic Center. You'll find Northport Power Equipment, established in 1996, Northport Power Equipment.
And ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or a thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
Every Friday here on The Game is always powered by Brian Harden Construction, industrial contractors and fabrication, laser cutting, CNC machines, reverse engineering, experience you can count on. Let's build something together. BHardenConst.com, and we're looking for people to become a part of our winning team. Structural welders, pipe fitters, you'll find those at Brian Harden Construction. Let them guide you, and if they're not able to help you, they can guide you in the right direction. It's Brian Harden Construction every Friday, made possible by Brian Harden Construction here on The Game on Tide 100.9.
Any way you want it, the way you need it, any way you want it. She loves to laugh, she loves to sing, she does everything.
Tuscaloosa, presented by Brian Harden Construction, ASME certification, I-beam installation, fabrication. If you're building from the ground up, let's build something together. We got a great comment coming up in just a couple of minutes from Deion Sanders, and I think it's one that you're going to agree with. He's talking about NIL and NFL. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it a ton. He said, you know, when you look around name, image, and likeness, Fowler's been saying this for quite a while. When you look at NIL, okay, what are you endorsing? Tell me what you're endorsing. NIL, he says a collective is like a bag of that we pass around church, and then we distribute it out to players, right? He says, I still want NFL to be the number one priority. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty solid comment. We'll let that audio speak for itself, and coming up in a couple of minutes. Caleb Cunningham shutting down a little bit of these Auburn rumors earlier. That was one of those. He said, I'm not flipping anywhere. I'm not flipping anywhere. So he put that on the social network accounts. I think he's going to Big Cat Weekend. So I'm sure that'll be a what do they do that at the trailer park, or do they do that at the that's where they, because they didn't have a football building until maybe last year, so I don't know. Maybe they do it at the bingo hall down there in Auburn. But let's go to Rodney Orr, TiderInsider.com. TiderInsider.com. Rodney Orr, editor, founder, TITV, WBUA, right there in Tuscaloosa, 630, 1030, also on the state, available statewide on the syndicated channels. Rodney Orr, I hope you're having an amazing afternoon. Welcome into The Game in Tuscaloosa.
Hey, Ryan, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm having a great day. Great day. It's kind of a busy week, but a lot of SEC media days. Anything Kalen DeBoer said that grabbed your attention from a media perspective?
Man, there was so much said, Ryan, so many different things. But I really personally, when I'm kind of listening to this, I'm looking to see, I want information about the team. I want to hear what he has to say. And I thought he was really open about some of the players on that segment that they had with on the SEC network, I guess, or on ESPN with McElroy and Roman Harper and, Coach
Nick
Saban. Yeah, Coach Saban, yeah. I thought he was really open about some of the players. I thought some of those comments were very interesting about Kendrick Law. And of course, he talked about Ryan Williams. And, certainly there was a lot of discussion about Jalen Milroe. But I thought everything was really positive. I guess the one thing that caught my attention during that discussion was most of it was about, I don't recall him saying much about the defense in that conversation in terms of specifics about players. But he was asked about, some differences in what they do defensively to what Coach Saban did. Roman Harper, I think, asked that question. And I thought he just said, look, he answered it really, really well, that they're going to have a lot of things that Coach Saban had in place. They're going to be within the system that they're going to use. It's just a matter of, the personnel, what fits the personnel best. And that Kane Womack is really good at deciphering that and, putting his players in positions to be successful. So I thought all of that was really, that was probably the most interesting exchange I think I saw, for the Alabama perspective.
This just in, Kenyon Drake, after 8 seasons, have come and gone. I have loved the journey, the wins, the moments, big and small. I'm hanging up the cleats. So he thanks for the grind. So Kenyon Drake retiring, according to his Instagram account, just kind of putting that out there around Alabama. But 8 years is a long time to play in the NFL at that position. It's normally the shelf life's about 4. So he did more than kind of double that. I know he kind of moved around a lot of different places, but made some pretty good money in the meantime. Yeah.
I'm glad for Kenyon because thought he had a really good career. Could have had a better career if not for some of the injuries that he suffered. But still, the way he bounced back that last season when he was injured and came back and had one of the biggest plays in Alabama football history.
Great.
That 95-yard kickoff return against Clemson. I think it was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. But, yeah, I'm glad for him that he had that moment because I thought he deserved it. I thought he was a great player here. And really glad that he had a great career, in the NFL. But I'll say this, too. With that said, and I know you may be getting to this, Ryan, so I don't want to jump ahead, but everyone's talking about the Saban Field as an honoring Coach Saban and, the things that he accomplished here at Alabama and all of that. And I got to thinking just a few minutes ago, Ryan, I remember January the 4th, 2007, sitting in his introductory press conference there at the Naylor Stone Center, when he was there. I think you were there. I'm sure you were there, too, and covered that event. And then January the 10th of 2024, sitting in my living room when the news broke at 4:06 p.m. that he was retiring. And in between those two dates, what we witnessed, think about that, Ryan, maybe certainly the greatest run in college football history, but maybe one of the greatest runs in all of the history of all sports, right? And so with all that said, that almost seems like a blur. It's hard to believe 17 years passed so quickly. Now, I know for Alabama's opponents, it probably doesn't seem like it was a blur, but I think it certainly does to a lot of Alabama fans. You think speaking of the stadium, when you think about Nick Saban's impact, you think it's enough? I think it's enough. Here's what first of all, it's not for me to decide if it's enough. I hope Coach Saban and his family are satisfied that it's enough, and I'm sure they are. They seem to be based on a couple of things that I read here just a short time ago. So, I mean, it's for them, and I hope that it's enough for them. And, I think, Ryan, perhaps maybe at some point, I don't know, there's some speculation. How about we just say that maybe they name an important street, highway, whatever, after Coach Saban as well. So, look, as long as he's pleased with it and satisfied, that's great. All right, let me ask you from a recruiting perspective the value of Nick Saban, because you talked about it. You've already referenced it. You and I have been talking for 5 minutes. You talked about the ESPN segment that Nick Saban is now featured. He'll be on the prime spotlight on ESPN College Game Day, and his analyst work is going to take over. I'm just kind of curious when you think about the value of that Alabama brand and how that'll enhance recruiting for Kalen DeBoer. Yeah, I mean, it certainly keeps Alabama out in front there on that national stage. Each and every Saturday, each and every week, and probably the most famous or most popular, most watched, the TV pregame show there is. So I think, everybody, when they see Coach Saban, he may not be wearing the script A on his lapel on the set, but everybody knows that it's Coach Saban, and he represents Alabama. And I think it's certainly it's a great opportunity for the university to for the program to continue to get exposure each and every Saturday. And speaking of recruiting, when you look since the last time you and I spoke, Alabama's added a couple of 5-stars to the commitment. Ty Haywood, somebody that you talked about last week. Your reaction there when you look at Ty Haywood committing to the University of Alabama? Because he's a offensive tackle, and, whether it's an offensive tackle or a defensive lineman, if they're 5-star type players, if they've got the kind of potential that he has, they're always very high on my target list, if you will. And I would say he was my number one guy of everyone else that was on the board, and those are all great players. I just put him number one because the position he plays. They already had a quarterback secured, so that's obviously a very valuable position. But so to be able to get a guy like him, I thought that was huge. He might be the best offensive tackle in the country. I know that I've talked to people who played the position. I've said it before here. Played in the SEC, started for 4 years at the position, and they say potentially he's an NFL top 15 pick someday. So those are hard to come by. So that was great, and the rest of this offensive line class is great too. I mean, it may be the number one offensive line class in the country. So I think Ty Haywood really excited about that one.
Caleb Cunningham, which has been a guy when you come to Tuscaloosa and you rank 1 through 10 on your official visit, and you say it was a 12. Most of us, and including yourself, thought it wasn't going to be long. Caleb Cunningham also pulling the plug, and today he shut down any Auburn rumors and said, I'm not flipping anywhere. And matter of fact, even had a comment that right now Auburn can't compete with him. So, who knows what the season will bring. But Caleb Cunningham kind of confirming his commitment even after last Saturday.
Did you say he's going to Big Cat Weekend? I didn't.
Yeah, and I think there was a report out there that he was going to Big Cat Weekend, and he pretty much quoted it because there was some kind of buzz out there that, okay, well, maybe it's far from over. He pretty much just said, I'll read his quote. He put this in all caps, which is yelling. He says, I don't care what nobody says. There is no flipping, RTR. And that came directly from his Twitter account.
Well, that's good. It's a long process. I've heard a lot of really good things about him. Of course, I have some really strong sources over in Mississippi that kind of keep me abreast of things going on over there. And everything I've heard about him is he is a top-notch kid from a top-notch family. I think that, he sees an opportunity here with this offense that he really likes as a receiver. They produce first-round draft picks. Jamarcus Shepard produces, develops players. Kalen DeBoer's offense features these wide receivers. The guys they had last year at Washington, how successful they were. They went in the NFL draft very high. I think that he, and I'm talking about Cunningham, I think he really likes the kind of the camaraderie here within this program now, the vibe that they have there inside the building. And like I said, Jamarcus Russell's one of the best wide receiver coaches in America, but he's also one of the best recruiters in America. So that's really good. And listen, it's a long process, Ryan. We go to December to the early signing period. So, some of these top-notch kids that you're in on, that you're going to have to continue to battle for.
Rodney, when you look at what's next, any names out there that you kind of keep an eye on? Because last week you kind of teased us with these two, and they end up committing over the weekend. It seems like that momentum will continue. We're 12 days away from practice starting. Any other buzz out there in the world of recruiting?
Well, I thought there were three names. Big news was what I called it on TiderInsider.com. I said big news I think is coming. I had three names, and two of them, Caleb Cunningham and Ty Haywood, have now committed. And the third is Akeelan Deer, the running back from Quitman, Mississippi. I don't know exactly when he's going to make his announcement. Both of those, Cunningham and Haywood, by the way, were Firecracker 5 members on my Firecracker 5, and so is AK Deer. So I think Deer hopefully, I think he's probably pretty close to making that announcement. That'd be a huge pickup, obviously. Great running back out of Quitman, Mississippi, originally committed to Ole Miss. And then, some other guys, I think two others are going tomorrow. Derek Meadows, the wide receiver, which I had him July 4th, I had him pegged for, I felt good about his potential chance to end up at Alabama. Ryan, I put him in I put him in my Firecracker 5. I don't know now. I mean, it turned into a real whirlwind with him in terms of going back and forth, and it's Alabama, been LSU, it's been Notre Dame, it's Michigan's in there. So I don't know exactly what he says tomorrow. I've kind of put him on the back burner, just following it because it's been so back and forth. I would suspect it won't be Alabama. So the other guy that was a member of my Firecracker Five, and again, on July 4th, someone very close to him told me a couple days earlier that he wants to play for Alabama. Wants, the key word there. Now, I don't know what that really means, but I think that, Ryan, it's based on everything I hear. My sources at Oklahoma tell me that they've been telling me for about 10 or 12 days now, or 10 days, that they felt like that they were in great position to get him. They were optimistic, very optimistic. Miami, word a couple of days ago, well, within the last 24 to 48 hours, was that they had kind of been dropped. Again, Ryan, one phone call can change everything in this era we're in right now. But so it sounded like 24 hours ago, Ryan, that it was Alabama or Oklahoma, with Oklahoma having the edge. But we'll see. Heck, I don't know. And with him, there's a long way to go, too. So I think he's a great player, the defensive lineman from Miami.
Rodney, I appreciate you, as always, for being a part of our show. TiderInsider.com, TiderInsider.com, the editor, the founder, TITV, WVUA, each Tuesday, 6:30, 10:30 on the replay. It's also archived at TiderInsider.com. Also connect with Rodney on the Facebook account and think about that book, Bigger Than Bama. Bigger Than Bama. Rodney is now an author. He published that book a few months ago. You can get it right on the cover of TiderInsider.com. The link is there. It's also in the message forum as well. It is Bigger Than Bama where you get your books, but also the instant access that you can have as we gear up for camp. 12 days away, Rodney. I mean, now we get a little bit more practice availability. Are you in shape? Are you ready to go out and stand in that August heat and hold that camera up? I mean, you've been working out a little bit.
It's going to be interesting. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the schedule. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it yet.
It's not been released officially.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how many opportunities we have, and if it closes down a little bit closer to the start of the season. But man, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to kind of getting a feel for the team, how they look, the summer workouts, how they went, and the energy that they have.
Yeah, me too. And this is a team that now 43 days away. I can't think about 43 without thinking about Antonio Langham. I mean, what a player! Yeah. What a player!
Yeah, no doubt, man. One of the greatest there has been here at that position. And Nick Saban drafted him in the first round. Remember?
That's right. He was his defensive coordinator there in Cleveland. Wow.
Yep.
Man, a lot of thinking about Antonio Langham and the play that changed college football, because if that play doesn't happen with 3 minutes to go with Florida, we may never get this SEC championship off the ground, because your coaches are going to be like, no, we're not doing this. So
Florida had all the momentum at that point. Bama was up 21-7 and came back and tied at 21. And Ryan, it wasn't looking good. I didn't have a good feel, and then all of a sudden, it happened within the blink of an eye. It just happened. Sometimes these great plays, these monumental plays. How about 2nd 26? I mean, think about that. We're sitting here watching Tua. We're still trying to kind of process Tua being sacked and saying, oh, no, and he delivers that ball. It's almost surreal. And then the same thing, it was the same feeling when Langham stepped in front. You're like, you couldn't believe what you were seeing at that moment. It was such an incredible play.
I was listening to his post-game speech earlier, and it's the same Antonio Langham that we know now is the same attitude and personality they had way, way back when. So still that charismatic individual that we've come to love here as the Alabama ambassador. Rodney, I appreciate you, man, as always.
Okay, buddy. Take care, Ryan.
Hey, let's continue. We'll take more of your phone calls. We are wide open. We have no more guests. We're going to get to Bama Nick next. T-Town, Tide, 100.9, 1230, WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The game is powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com. David DeSantis, the largest selection of new Toyotas in over 3 years, can be found on Skyline Boulevard, 3325 Skyline Boulevard. Also a nice inventory of pre-owned inventory. You can find the new Tundra, the 2024, the Tacoma two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. How about a new 4Runner, Highlander, RAV4, Camry, Corolla? for those outside of Tuscaloosa, save money by driving to Tuscaloosa and buying here with a great tax rate. Customer service is a priority at Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com.
Now, this hour's West Alabama real-time news update from the Tuscaloosa Thread Newsroom.
A woman stole around $300,000 from a Catholic church in Tuscaloosa and spent most of it on content creators on TikTok, federal authorities announced on Friday. An Alabama nonprofit has acquired more than 360 acres of land on the Black Warrior River for permanent conservation. The Freshwater Land Trust is an organization that aims to obtain and protect environmentally significant property in Alabama and is also developing a network of trails in Jefferson County.
Get 24/7 local news coverage and sports updates when you download the free Tuscaloosa Thread app and sign up for twice daily email newsletters.
For over 5 years in our community in downtown Northport under that Roll Tide Bridge, Mark's Mark, the home of the chicken swirl. You'll find that since 1978 in Selma, Alabama, for over 5 years in downtown Northport. If you want to dominate the grill today or any day, find Mark's Mark. A great stop by on your way home. If you're preparing for dinner, they've got a lot of those gourmet dishes that you can find, the great casseroles, the dips, the appetizers, the great steaks, the pork chops, the burgers, and all the supplies you need to dominate the grill. It's Mark's Mark for over 5 years in downtown Northport and since 1978 in Selma, Alabama. Mark's Mark, home of the chicken swirl.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or a thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
Alabama Credit Union with the official countdown to Alabama Crimson Tide football right here on the game. AlabamaCU.com. The mobile app saves a lot of time. The mobile deposits, checking, savings, mortgage, home equity loan, financing a vehicle, the great competitive rates. Alabama Credit Union with great branches all over West Alabama and throughout the state of Alabama. Alabama Credit Union, AlabamaCU.com.
Find Tide on Twitter at Tide109 to keep up with show announcements.
You know, this song is hurting our reputation. It really is. It's there's just not a lot of I don't know. There's a lot of energy. I mean, it looks like you're out at a campfire or something. I don't know, drinking like a PBR or something. I don't even drink PBR, but okay, all right. Bama Nick, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
What do you mean, Nick? It's Bama Nick. How you doing today?
I said Bama Nick. I said
Bama. No, you didn't say Nick. How you doing?
I did say Bama Nick. You just I must have cut off the Bama when I was adding you to the show.
Yeah, and don't be harassing my intro song by the Trogs. And let me talk to you about something else, fella. I'm getting tired of being put on hold for an hour and 23 minutes. I've told you, and I told Noah when I called, I don't want to sit around and wait all afternoon to get on this show.
Yeah.
Bama Nick is the number one caller. You need to remind your peoples that's the way it is, fella. Until somebody dethrones me, and ain't none of them yet going to do it. Well, hang on a minute, fella. Let me listen to this, fella.
Okay.
Did you hear it?
No, I didn't. Do it again.
It's me popping the top on a PBR.
Pop the top again. Okay.
That's it. All right, now let me ask you this.
Whoa. How many are you in so far?
Oh, about 6.
Ooh. I mean, it's just 3:30? Glory.
Well, I started about 1:30.
Okay. So, in other words, it's going to be a long afternoon is what you're saying.
Well, I got about 6 more left, and after that, it's over with.
Oh, so you're doing a 12-pack on a Friday afternoon?
Yeah, I'm going to do a 12-pack today, fella.
Yeah. Hey, Noah, play Pop the Top again. I think that's Alan Jackson. I think it is, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Pop the Top again. Yeah, because that's...
Nah, I don't like that song.
Oh, you like this one, though?
I like that one. The Draws, that's it.
Yeah, I mean...
Noah knows, and I heard Noah's leaving today. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Why is Noah leaving?
because I got sick of his liberal attitude. And
no, you didn't. He got a better offer from SEC Network or ESPN. Come on, Noah. Tell the truth now. You got Paul Feinbaum wants you to come over and produce this show.
It doesn't. He's not at liberty to discuss that.
Why not? He's got a big contract he can't talk about.
The biggest.
It's huge.
Come on, Noah. Talk about me, Nick. Talk to me.
No.
You can tell me. I won't tell nobody.
Yeah.
I won't tell nobody, Noah.
Well, not anything super crazy. I've just been in Tuscaloosa for a minute. I want to go do radio somewhere else.
Yeah, over at the SEC Network. Come on, Noah. They done contacted you.
His NIL deal. We couldn't match the NIL deal. That was the big thing.
But when I was on other shows, I always mention your producers. I always mention your Fowler's producers over there. They need to go recruit y'all. And that reminds me, who's the next one coming? I got to break in again, Fowler.
We'll be announcing that very, very soon. But we've already got.
You got Kim coming back?
No, Kim. No.
Kim, Fowler, come on now, go out and reach out and get her back on the show.
Yeah, we can't afford Kim.
What do you mean you can't afford Kim?
Yeah, we're not. I mean, we're not where we need to be. I mean, we're just kind of, your president's got the economy all screwed up.
Oh, that's your president. They tried to kill my president the other day.
Well, they did. They did.
Yeah.
No, they did. No, I mean they did. I mean that's. Anyway, you're trying to get me to say something. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to go out there. Okay, I got you. I mean,
I want you to commit.
Well, I've already called the Liberal Party a bunch of freaks. So what else do you want me to say?
No, you did pretty good, which they are a bunch of freaks. Which is the same as the Democrats. They're a bunch of freaks too. So.
Yeah, but the biggest problem with people holding on to the Democratic tag is they're just not willing to admit that it has changed. And like I told you, my mom said, "Hey, Ryan, I didn't leave them; they left me because the Democrats used to be, for the working man. Now
I know. I remember back in the '60s, and
now they're for the strange birds, man. I mean, they're."
Yeah, they're out there, Fowler. You're right. They're out there. They done gone socialist and liberal and all that crap.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people won't admit that they were wrong, right? So they kind of do it behind, the closed curtain of a ballot box. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Fowler. Now, I want to talk about a call yesterday you had from old Fred from Plano.
Yeah, it was a good call.
Yeah, it was a great call, and Fred's a great caller because he was a regular on Feinbaum. I listened to him when I was calling him big time, but Fred was always a caller. He was a good caller. Feinbaum likes him, so when he talked about he finally got to meet Feinbaum at the damn media days and all that, I was proud of him. And he's a good caller. He always has been. He's one of the best. We need to get him on your show regular.
Well,
I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening to my call because he knows who I am.
Well, but see, you soaked up a lot of our NIL, and so we're kind of. I mean, between you and
got a check yet.
I mean, between you and Tony. By the way, Tony hadn't called us in 2 weeks. He may have quit the show too.
I was wondering about Tony.
Yeah,
I mean, Danny G.
Well, he started that about 2 weeks ago. He started that liberal bullcrap. Want to talk about how great Joe was and Kamala and all the cronies. So we kind of put him in the penalty box for a couple of days, and I mean we might let him out, but we might not.
Tony, I like Tony. T-Town.
Oh, you do like him? Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean
his Facebook account is
I like his stuff. And I like when he puts me on there, and that when he puts me on Bama Nick, #1 call Fowler show. Some redneck guys dancing and singing. I said, Jesus, Tony, I can sing better than that.
Yeah, well, he does find a lot of craziness.
I'm sure you've seen the post. Everybody else follows Tony. But it's funny. I comment. It's funny.
No, I did, and I try to comment when I can, if I remember.
Yeah. I've seen your comments a couple times on them.
Yeah, well, and many times I don't see them. This is going to sound crazy, but my notification tab is through the freaking roof. Okay,
I know you got a lot of people texting and
calling. No, I'm talking about notification on Facebook, and so there's no way for me just to click. Like Twitter, you can go to the mentions, right? You hit mentions, and you can scroll through that. Facebook, I mean, there's 200 something notifications. I'm looking on one screen, and I'm only going back 1 hour. It just tons and tons. So, and I love it because, we're getting a lot of interaction there. I love my Facebook account. But sometimes when people tag me, I don't see enough of it. So, but I called up this morning. I commented on one from Monday. Tony had tagged in there. He said Ryan walking into SEC Media Days, with all these.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah, I mean. Well, I was aggravating some of those.
Funny.
Yeah,
it was funny. But I don't get on Twitter anymore. That X now they call it or whatever it is. I don't get on that much anymore.
Yeah, but no. I mean, like I said, I'm out there.
I ain't got on Facebook. I like Facebook.
Well, that's where all of us old people hang out.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do things, comment and all that.
Well, and but I also I enjoy both. There's now the one account that I have not got into is TikTok. I hadn't done anything on TikTok.
I don't do no TikTok. That's communist, Chinese run. I don't get in that.
But I'm also not on that Truth Social or whatever that is too. Well,
you need to get on Truth Social. That's Donald Trump, the president thing. You need to get on that.
Well, I know, but I'm already a big target. I don't need to sign up for that account. Isn't that list go over to the FBI once you sign up? And that kind of part of it?
Well, Ryan Fowler, everything goes to the FBI. Whatever your bank accounts go to the FBI. Any money you put in your account goes to the FBI. It don't matter. Don't you understand that?
No, that's true. That's true. But I already drive a truck.
You can't go to a bank and if you put over $5,000 in there, they want to know where it came from. Well, I've been through that.
I already own I drive a truck. Thankfully, I've sold all my guns. I don't have any guns, so I'm no longer on the list there. But I do have a Bible. Okay, so that puts me on the list, right?
That's right.
Yeah, if you have a Bible.
You're on the list.
And the people that I associate with, like you,
that's right.
you're
going to be on the list if you associate with me, pal.
Yeah, it kind of puts me, out there. So they're already watching me. So hello.
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, I'm sure they watch me.
Yeah. So
what I've said on Facebook or Twitter at times or phone calls, I used to talk to my brother when he was alive. He was in the Navy, and he had a lot of top secret clearances. And me and him would talk because I held a top secret clearance. So we would talk about, and this was years ago. Because I knew what he did, who he worked with, which were the SEALs. And he would say, Nick, they're listening to us. You know that, don't you? I said, yeah, because you could hear when you're talking, you could hear an echo in the back or a thing. He said, Nick, they're listening to us. We can't talk about stuff. So he wouldn't talk to me about things that he was doing back during Iraq and all that when it was going on. But I knew what he did. I knew what I did when I held top secret working at Alder. See, they're probably listening right now, but I ain't told nothing.
They're watching you. I'm telling you. You're on the list, Nick. I know. Like I said, the other day, last Friday when I admitted that I'd voted for Joe Biden in 2020 and that I was very ashamed of myself, I've got rid of all my guns, so I didn't want to be on the list. So yeah.
Well,
I mean, so Bama Nick,
you better keep at least one, pal.
Well, I got a slingshot. So, but I mean, if they take it away from all the, take it away from all the bad guys, they'll fix the problem. I mean, that's the way you do it. So, Bama Nick, I got to run, man. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right, Ryan Fowler, but you tell Noah, I appreciate him being a great producer. He's always put up with me when I call in. So,
is he rough on you? Is he rough on you over there? I mean, is he pretty rough on you?
No, Noah's always great to me when I call in.
I'm not asking about you to him. I'm asking if you are to him. Oh, okay.
I've always been good to Noah.
Okay. All right. Well, roll Tide. Thanks.
I hope he does great in his next job. Let me go, Fowler. I got to call.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Thanks, Bama Nick. You got to put them cigarettes down, man. Those things are bad for you. Bama Nick having a coughing episode. He got so upset, man. He couldn't even. Noah, he couldn't even hold it together. He started talking about you and you could hear it. Bama Nick. All right, we'll continue with more of your phone calls. We'll take those. Kenyon Drake announcing his retirement. We put up that about 28 minutes ago. He put it up on his Instagram account. We shared it on our Twitter account at Ryan C. Fowler, After 8 seasons in the National Football League, we roll on. We'll continue with more of your phone calls. T-Town Tide, 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports. Today's repair and the future repairs. No overtime charges on weekends and holidays. No hassle guarantee. Adams Heating and Cooling, 205-872-0045.
Our coverage of SEC Media Days this week is presented by BetU. What is it? It's Alabama's first and only legal app allowing you to directly bet against your friends. No bookie eliminates the middleman, which means no house, no juice, no fees, direct betting, head-to-head or with a group. More fun, social betting experience. Very easy with Apple Pay, debit, credit cards. No collection. It's automatic. And you can find it in Alabama, the great state of Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Texas. Why is it legal? Peer-to-peer betting, legal because there is no house, taking bets, only bets between your friends. It is a social network app, and it is a free download. You can find it for your iOS and coming very, very soon for Android users. It is BetU. Do a search for it, download it, and we're going to be giving away some great things courtesy of BetU.
Light up those phone lines on The Game with Ryan Fowler. 205-342-9904. You're inside the game on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
TheStandardBama.com, home of the 20-inch pizza pie, pepperoni meat lovers, cheese. Design your own. TheStandardBama.com, TheStandardBama.com. Wings, boneless wings, mac and cheese pie, cheese sticks. You'll find it. TheStandardBama.com. DoorDash, full service restaurant. Order online. TheStandardBama.com, TheStandardBama.com. Let's continue. Josh, Georgia. Josh, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
Everything is good. I'm in Tuscaloosa, spending a couple of days. I've been on vacation this week, so I've got to listen, but I haven't called. And I'm actually sitting over here at the Jack's off Hackberry, and I thought about picking on your milkshake maker.
Okay.
Just seeing if I could get information out, but I haven't done that yet. But I'm sitting here with Jumbo, Dale, and Mitchell, and we're eating lunch.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you guys went to Jack's, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hit my music.
Okay. All right. So, see if anybody remembers this. You remember the old commercial with Jax? Take me back to the Jack for 15 cents. Mo.
That's before my
That's an old commercial.
Dale said all we're missing is Bama Nick.
There you go.
But nope, we're just over here hanging out, talking some Alabama history. I'm getting to listen to some stories that I wasn't old enough to live, and then we're talking a little bit about what could be this year and what we could look like. It's going to be good, Ryan.
I got you.
43 days away.
You're just hanging out in Jackson, Tuscaloosa. Just hanging out.
For now. So,
sounds like you got the whole football team over there, Josh.
No. It actually kind of empty in here. So,
okay.
Somebody was commenting on Jumbo's hat.
Oh, so Jumbo's over there, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Who else is, y'all just had like a... Okay, so I can hear Dale in the background. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, Dale's sitting over here to my left. Mitchell's over there finishing his lunch. Late lunch.
I appreciate the invitation, Josh.
Well, you're running radio. If I could, I would have done radio for you and let you come over here. But I know Jumbo said something the other week about you putting us in contact. So I told him I said it to Tuscaloosa. And I said we ought to get together and eat lunch or something. So sure enough, hey, that's what we did.
Okay. Now who's out eating who?
I don't know. I think I ate everybody because I had the chili dogs with chili cheese fries. Mitchell had the chili dogs with regular fries. Yeah. Dale stayed conservative with the salad.
When did Jack start serving chili dogs?
Jack started serving chili dogs, just about 4 weeks ago. About a month ago. Right at about a month ago. Okay. And I've had them a couple times. They're pretty doggone good.
Okay.
So, Did you ever eat Crystal's chili? Of course, that's asking for trouble. I know that. But did you ever eat Crystal's chili at all? They used to have some good.
I think I did because they always had the little soup crackers. Yeah. I think I have. It's been a long time, but I think I've had it.
So their chili's similar to me. It's similar to what Crystal's used to be, and it's good. I like it. It's good on them hot dogs. But we're just hanging out, trying to solve the world's problems.
We're not drinking beer like Bama Nick was.
Jumbo said we ain't drinking like Bama Nick was.
It sounds like you guys are having a good time, though.
Yeah. So we're there's a lot of what ifs going around. Like I said, we're talking about this season, and it's what if this, what if this, what if this. So we're just having fun, having a good old time. Mitchell's birthday was Wednesday, so I think some of us, I don't know who's all going out a group tomorrow night for supper. So
we're going to Big Mike. Big Mike? Big Mike?
I don't know where we're going.
Big Mike's
Mitchell said it's not one of your sponsors.
Well, yeah. Well, don't mention it then.
Yeah, he said don't mention it, Mitchell. Right. So I don't know. I just told him, I said, I'm coming down. And he said, hey, it's my birthday. You come eat with us. I said, okay.
Roll Tide.
So we just hanging out. Do we need to have any kind of therapy session? Bama Nick, he sounded sober, but I don't know if he was. He said he was 6 of 12 deep, but he sounded all right. So, and I just want to thank Bama Nick personally one more time for surrendering the crown of the number one caller to me last Friday. And I will forever remind him of that, but I will not rub it in anybody else's face, except the one and only number 54th caller of the game, being Bama Nick.
So Bama Nick has been demoted according to you, okay? All right.
Well, he called in last week and surrendered it. We can go pull the audio.
He did.
Jumbo heard it. Mitchell heard it. J-Rob heard it. I got all kinds of messages being like, hey, did you hear Bama Nick? Tony even, I think, heard it. So, but he surrendered the number one caller crown.
I love that guy.
To Josh from Georgia. I couldn't believe it.
When he has these back straight down.
Well, Superman, I appreciate you, Josh.
Yeah, buddy. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Josh in Georgia. Sounds like he's having a party over at Jack's. Let's continue with more phone calls here. Know what? I owe you a break. Okay, I'm good. Let's go to Paul in Lincoln. Paul, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well, man.
Hardy at Jackson, Tuscaloosa there, Ryan. What do you think, man?
I mean, Josh sounds like a big party animal is what it sounds like to me. I mean.
Yeah. Sounds like a motley crew sitting there in Jack's.
Yeah. Well, you know what they're doing? They're trying to go over there and see if there's the milkshake guy who's going to give them up any sources, but he's not.
Yeah, I know. The milkshake guy has all the secrets.
Yeah, but since Coach Saban retired, my sources have kind of went up a little bit, so I'm not as in need of the milkshake machine. I don't need that guy as much.
Right. I got you. First of all, we have to tell the Bugs to embrace their suck. That's S-A-U-C-K.
S-A-U-C-K.
Yeah, I thought I read, Ryan, where they had been picked 10th in the SEC by the media. I thought I read that right, but
let me see. I thought
I think they're right where they need to be, if that's the case.
Yeah, they're 10th. It's 10th. You got Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt behind them.
Well, we'll see. They play Kentucky straight up, I think, this year.
Well, and they barely beat Kentucky. They beat them by 8 votes.
Really?
Yeah, so 1382 to 1373.
This is not news to me.
That's 9 votes, Fowler.
I think Auburn is officially in the dustbin of college football. I mean, they're an afterthought, Ryan. I use this phrase sometimes. They're nothing more than a piece of lint and a bottle cap. They're just there to be thrown away. That's it. And Jeffrey Lee, Ryan. Jeffrey Lee, Cole Pinkston, Justin
Who
Hokanson,
is Cole
Philip
Pinkston?
Martin.
I don't know who Cole Pinkston.
He's on he's part of the On3 media brigade for the Bugs. Listen, they will print or say or type anything to keep that fan base engaged. They will do anything. Jeffrey Lee has these percentages of his percentage on whether Auburn's chances of getting these of getting a recruit. Every recruit that goes to Auburn, Ryan, they're always on flip watch. It doesn't matter who it is. They could be committed to any school in the country, but anytime they visit the Bugs in Lee County, those clowns always put them on flip watch because they've got to keep those clowns engaged. That fan base is so fragile. Their mind and their disposition is so fragile in Lee County. They've got to keep them engaged, or you're going to see them jumping off the nearest hay barn or the tallest tractor in Lee County.
Well, and I'm just so sad that I didn't stay around and get trapped in the airlines getting back. But most importantly, I really miss hanging out with those Auburn media folks. I mean, it's a unique bunch.
I'm sure. Oh, yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be a very, very unique bunch.
And I saw the Alabama guys. I mean, the Alabama media contingency came in probably most of us got in Sunday. A lot of the guys out there, I mean, they were on the same flight going out to Dallas. I don't know how many Auburn folks out there. I didn't see any, to be honest with you. I take that back. I saw one station that was Auburn Radio Network. I don't think it was their play-by-play crew or anything, but a couple of young guys. They were overhanging beside Drew, which.
And I don't think it's any coincidence that they put them on the last day of the.
Oh no! I mean, not just the last day, the last rotation. Them in Kentucky was the last one through, and it was.
I mean, come on, let's be honest. They're nothing. They're really nothing, Ryan. They're a joke. They are a joke, and they're an embarrassment to this state. They really are. But Ryan, I have not commented all week on the show. I mean, I think I'll call it twice.
You want to hold over after the 4 o'clock hour? I mean, is it?
Well, no.
Okay.
I
got 3 minutes. I got 3 minutes.
Okay. Listen, I thought the RNC convention was great. I thought last night kind of brought the curtain down. I really like what President Trump had to say. I really thought Tucker Carlson had, to me, I thought all of them were good. They were solid. I thought Tucker Carlson had the best, other than Trump, had the best speech last night. But Ryan,
I did as well. I thought Tucker was incredible, and I thought it was kind of ironic that Fox was having to introduce him. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if anybody else picked up on that, but it was kind of funny to see that.
Ryan, just a week ago tomorrow, at 6:11 p.m. Is 1 week since they tried to assassinate President Trump, and you'll never convince me this was a lone wolf, Ryan. What 20-year-old nerd can circumvent the Secret Service, or what parts of the Secret Service that were there, or law enforcement in general, and can have a clean line of sight to a former president and future president on a fairly flat roof? That roof wasn't sloped, too sloped to put law enforcement up there. It's a joke. It's a cover-up. They're trying to cover up that slimy piece of scumbag, Alejandro Mayorkas, the director of Homeland Security. He's trying to save his Secret Service director, who is nothing but a DEI hire. It's a joke. They're trying to cover this up. This was an absolute assassination attempt from the inside. You know, we are a threat. We are a threat to the regime. We are a threat to their power and money. And so, listen, they've tried lawfare. That didn't work. Impeachment hasn't worked. Tying him up in court has not worked. I had a feeling they were going to take a shot at him. I've been saying that.
Oh, and trust me, they'll end up taking one out of Biden if he doesn't submit to their power.
If he doesn't comply, Ryan.
Yeah, he'll be.
That's an evil, diabolical bunch.
Well,
up there, Ryan.
Listen, when you can take a 38-week-old baby, stick a nail in his head, suck it out with a vacuum cleaner, and throw it in the trash.
Absolutely.
We can't have morality conversations. So you
can't, and they have green lighted child sex trafficking. That border is wide open with children coming across, and they're being sent to these pedophiles in this country. The United States has a large appetite of pedophilia in this country, and those poor kids, not just the kids, but women, young guys too. But these kids are being sent to these pedophiles, and this administration has absolutely green lighted it. Okay.
Paul, there's nobody else left on base, man. You cleaned the bases up.
Okay. That's what I intended to do.
Thank you, Paul.
Roll Tide and roll MAGA.
Brightheart Construction, free for all Friday. Your comments, your reaction. We'll take phone calls. Blueberry Steve, get ready. We're coming to you next. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Nick Cope.
First round of the Open Championship from Royal Troon is in progress. Shane Lowry holds the solo lead at 4 under. He's still on the course. Justin Thomas in the clubhouse. He is at 3 under. Brooks Koepka and Xander Schauffele are part of a large group at 2 under. Other players still on course. You got Tiger Woods, who's at 6 over. Scotty Scheffler is 1 under. And a couple notable names really struggled today. U.S. Open winner Bryson DeChambeau finished 5 over. over, and Roy McIlroy finished at 7 over. And the NFL, receiver Devontae Adams told Shannon Sharp he's locked in with the Raiders and not seeking a trade out of Vegas amid rumors of him wanting out. 2025 MLB schedule has been released in full. Dodgers and Cubs will open the season in Tokyo in mid-March, with opening day for the rest of baseball on March 27th.
Rumsey Environmental, a one-stop shop serving West Alabama for all of your waste removal needs. If you're in the construction business, take a little bit of stress out of your life. The construction debris removal containers customized to fit your job site, the portable toilet service, the storage containers to protect your valuables. It's Rumsey Environmental for that complete waste removal service. When you have to know it's being done right, that's the time to call Rumsey Environmental. 205-248-0002, RumseyEnvironmental.com.
Your scent maracas smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or a thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
Don Wallace CPA, 527 Main Avenue in downtown Northport. Small business and personal income taxes, payroll, sales tax needs. They can also help you with nonprofit or church accounting or auditing. In business since 1999, they work for you, not the IRS. When you take on taxes, you got to have someone on your side. It's Don Wallace CPA, 205-345-5595, 205-345-5595. Don Wallace CPA, the official accountant of the game. Southern Ale House, 1530 McFarland Boulevard. As you know, it's one of my favorite places. Eat Southern, be Southern, the daily lunch and dinner specials, the great menu that features that Southern cuisine, like the bacon wrapped meatloaf, the fish and taters, the biscuit sandwiches, the great steaks, the great chicken entrees, great sandwiches, including the pickle burger, the Ale House burger, the yard bird, great desserts, and always that featured bread pudding that Brett Garner's cooking up. Let Southern Ale House cater your special event by calling Taylor at 205-248-7500. Call ahead orders always welcome. Southern Ale House, 1530 McFarland Boulevard.
I got spirit, I got faith. I might bend, but I won't break. I'll fight the elements. And I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, I'ma go down swinging. If I go down.
This ain't our home, nah, not even close. They camouflage like we fighting some ghosts. You start to doubt everything that you know. I feel the heat and it's starting to show. They try to break us, make us wanna give in. Lay down our arms, provocate us again. Lay down a fight, I could never relent. And I'ma take it all the way to the end. I'll fight the elements. I got spirit, I got faith. I might bend, but I won't break. I'll fight the elements. And I'm
we welcome you right back into the game. We're at Brian Hard Construction, Free for All Friday here in Tuscaloosa. Let me go over the rules for those who are brand new listeners here. Okay, you ready to go? You ready to go? The rules are, there are no rules. Oh man. How reckless is that? It can be. It can be a little bit, but we're having some fun today. We're always powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com. I mean, we talk about, if your neighbor has a cat that poops in your yard, this is the show that we can complain about your neighbor. If your postman delivers your packages to another neighbor, then hey, we're the show for you. Traffic. Can I go on a rant about traffic in Tuscaloosa? I mean, Noah, you got any rants? You got anything you want to know? I mean, his stress is going to be removed here in about 2 hours. So he said, I don't have any rants, but traffic in Tuscaloosa feels like the students have arrived back early. Have you noticed that? I mean, it's busy. I went through.
I was noticing it seemed like more people were here.
There is. Where are they at? It's got to be like a weekend or something, somehow, somewhere. Okay. All right. of those topics. Seems like a lot of traffic. We're always powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com, 3325 Skyline Boulevard, and online at TuscaloosaToyota.com. How about a 4Runner? How about a Tundra? Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. The Tundra right now, 1.9% APR. The Camry, 3.99 APR. It is Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com. The Big One sales event happening at Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com. Let's take more phone calls. We do have one line available, 205-342-9904. Blueberry Steve, Montreal, Canada. Blueberry Steve, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
All is pretty well, Ryan Fowler. How about yourself?
Oh, man, it's good. Good. Man, life is great. I have no complaints.
All right. Can I start off by on this free-for-all Friday?
Well, let me go through the rules, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. There are no rules.
There you go. Can I start off by wishing Noah great success in all his future endeavors? Do we know at least which city he's going to? Do we know which city he's going to?
Yes. Okay. It's Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
That's not true. That's not true.
He's going to be taking over for Sleepy Joe.
Oh, well, I mean, that would be kind of interesting. Ryan, would you rather have me as president than Sleepy Joe?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not even, I responded very quickly. Yes. Today is Friday. He does it. That's a start. So, yes. No, I would absolutely vote for you. Yeah, no, I would. Yeah. You and I disagree on many different issues.
I'm probably a little more competent, though.
Oh, no, it's not even close. It's not comparable.
I could get a job at McDonald's.
He can't. They wouldn't hire him to make milkshakes at Jack's, which we were talking about a couple of minutes ago with Josh from Georgia. There's not a job in this country that he could apply for and actually get, other than he's running for president, which is so scary. He doesn't know today's Friday. He has no clue. But it seems like he's just a puppet.
I'll say, when I try to kiss someone who's not my wife, it's totally on purpose.
Yeah, I showed that video to Noah yesterday. That was a trip. I don't know about anybody's seen it. He walked up to this lady that kind of had the same hair color as, Jill, and he walked up and he tried to kiss her. And then she come rushing in to try to stop him or whatever. And so anyway, it's really sad, and it's elder abuse, but we're talking about a party that really doesn't, they don't really prioritize moral values. So, if anybody else's grandfather was doing that, we'd say, Pawpaw, it's time, man. It's time. I remember my grandmother, we had to take her keys away from her. Why? She said she was having double vision, and we asked her, well, how are you driving, grandmother? And she said, it's very simple. I've got double vision. I close one eye. I no longer have double vision. So, I can, that's what she's explaining to me. I remember her making me drive 3 hours north, and she set me on my parents' or her couch and said, your parents are taking my keys away. And I said, well, grandmother, they don't want you to kill anybody. That's very simple. They don't want you to kill anybody. You're having vision trouble. And she realized that I was not going to join her team. And she looked at me, her little grin. She was 90-something years old. And she said, I got another pair of keys. And, I told my stepdad this, and he said, okay, perfect. So he pulled the battery cable from the vehicle. So, but think about that. That's what we do to protect our loved ones.
Wow. Anyways.
Roll Tide.
Am I still here?
No, you're still here, Blueberry Steve.
Okay. Well, anyway, so do we even know what city or what state Noah is going to? Or is that still a secret?
Yeah, I'll tell you in percentages. There's a 95% chance I'm going to go to Chicago.
Ooh.
But
don't carry your gun.
I have to buy one and then not.
Oh, okay. Illinois is a little bit, Yeah.
But so probably Chicago. I've got some friends there, and then I've been there a few times, so I know the city a little bit. And trying to get in radio up there and things.
Okay.
I might go to the Fan in Columbus, Ohio. It's a sports station here, pretty similar. I just haven't heard back from them, so they might give me the job, they might not. But either way, I'd be happy being in Chicago.
Okay, Chicago. You have been.
I have some coats. I have some coats. So I'll be warm.
Okay, but no, I'm not worried about coats. I mean, you see how many people's killed up there in a weekend? Have you seen? I mean, like the average weekend, there's over 100 deaths in Chicago.
Well, the thing is, I'm gonna like. I don't want to become the statistic of becoming a death, so I'll have to just like. To not be one of those 100 people is.
Well, it's 100 shootings. It's 100 shootings, but like right now through the year, they've had. How many murders? Well, I mean, okay, that's why you can't depend on media. 2,450 shootings across Chicago in 2023. Let's see because it's even increased in 2024. It's up. 305, but shootings, it's crazy.
I'm thinking with statistics, if I do all of those 2,450, if I do them myself, then no one else, then everyone else will be down to zero. So that's how I'm thinking it'll work.
Oh, okay.
You get my math there, right?
Okay. Well, I've got a data here of where the homicide map is. I'm looking at it. Got certain parts. Where Hussein's from on the south side, I probably wouldn't do that. So
yeah, so that's why I'm glad I know some people live there. So I'll be like, where is it going to be like safe for me to live, and then I'll live there.
I'll tell you something, Noah. When you're in Chicago, it's been about 15 years since I've been to this place. There's a blues club called Kingston Mine. I don't know if it's still safe to go to that area, but check it out if it is in a safe area. Kingston Mine. It's a fabulous place.
Yeah, look it up.
I went to Chicago probably 20 years ago. I haven't been back. I have no SEC cities, so.
May I make a few more comments? Just by the way, are you guys aware that Jacqueline Kamla went to high school in Montreal?
No, we did not. What is? She's brilliant.
Is she Canadian?
No, but she spent her high school years in Montreal. Yeah.
Okay.
Saban Field. I like the idea. Can we negotiate something here? Can they stencil the name Saban on the field, like on one end of the field it says Alabama, on the other end it says Crimson Tide? Can we put Alabama Crimson Tide on one side? And
I'm looking at the actual videos, and it's. I don't see any of that, but I do like the logo, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It's pretty awesome looking. Like once you see it kind of changes you a little bit. Like like that tunnel when they're walking down through the tunnel as an entered into the stadium for the recruit standpoint. It says Saban Field. It's pretty cool.
I also love the idea of somebody earlier in the show. I think your first call, maybe Greg or something, I forget who, came up with the idea of putting a trophy in his name and Coach Saban's name. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
I do like that, and we used to have a lot of those are sponsored by Touchdown Clubs, so you may have to go to Birmingham because Tuscaloosa no longer has that. They dissolved it. I'm going to say 10 years ago, but I may be underestimating a little bit. The time. We did have one. It used to be on Monday evenings, but we haven't done one in a while. I've often thought that there was a need for it here.
So can I now mention something else? Because it is free for all.
It is free for all Friday, yeah.
No rules. I agree with my friend Paul about the insider job. How could it not be? I mean, conspiracy theories abound, but how could it not be? And then, of course, what's going to happen tomorrow? President Trump will be in Michigan at a rally tomorrow. Who's going to protect him?
Well, now they've added security, so they've added more. But I mean, do you trust it?
No.
So,
but I do. I'll tell you something. As you know, Ryan, I'm a proud Canadian. I'm also a proud supporter of Israel, but I'm also a huge fan of the U.S. and grateful for all the patriots in America. So I believe that all the freedom-loving people throughout the world, we need to pray for President Trump. And the power of prayer is important. So everybody's been talking about Isaiah 54:17, you know, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You're probably aware of that.
I am.
Scripture. Isaiah 54:15 is really interesting. Behold, they who may gather together, it is without my consent. Whoever will gather against you will fail because of you. That's powerful because.
Well, and there's
President Trump.
I think when you look back, if you're a person of faith, and I'm sure this has been a wake-up call for President Trump.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you really step back a couple of minutes and you think about from a Christianity standpoint, you know, we're one blink away from eternity. I mean, we literally are. So if, you know, you got to check up, make sure, hey, am I truly believe in the Savior of Jesus Christ? Is my salvation where it needs to be? Have I truly repented of my sins? Moments like that, there's no doubt. I mean, that is a faith circle in time to go back and say, whew, I mean, wow. One little wind that would have blew, one little head tilt. That's why I think all the conspiracies from the left are talking about, well, he did it for attention. He did it was self-made up. It's come on now.
Oh, did you see the clips that they were showing on I don't know if you saw it maybe this morning, but you might see it later on today. They were showing on Fox News about Joy Reid at MSNBC and some of the nonsense she was putting out there. These people are just...
they're sick in the head.
It's evil.
Steve. I mean, but
evil.
But Blueberry Steve, you can't be for some of the things that a lot of that party stands for and not be sick in the head. I mean, you've got to be. So, not all.
No. But Ryan, sick in the head implies that, you know, it could be cured. This is evil. This is pure evil. It's like, but some of them are useful idiots. Some of them are just being controlled. But there are people who are propagating this nonsense, and it's horrible. So look, all I can say is, I think the power of prayer is very, very important. I believe in it very much, and I would check out Isaiah 54:15 if you want, because everybody's talking about 54:17, right? And that's very strong. But 54:15, it's important. It's important because whoever gathers against you will fail because of you, right? So, anyhow.
Hey, Blueberry Steve, great comment, man. I appreciate you as always.
All right, man. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Blueberry Steve, Montreal, Canada. We'll take more phone calls. We're going to get to Max over in Tupelo. Gotcha. Oh, no. Really? Do we have to? The Wharf. Go over and see my friends Mark and Lee. If you're looking for a new pair of boots, Justin, Tawny Llama, Red Wing, Georgia, Double H, Timberline, Laredo, and many more. Steel-toed boots, the work and Western wear for the entire family. You'll find them at the Wharf since 1976, the work and Western headquarters for the entire family. If you're looking for a Western hat, you know, I saw Kalen DeBoer out there with a hat on. If you're looking for that similar hat, you can find those hats, cowboy hats, but just typical hats as well. Belts, buckles, boots, Wrangler jeans, Levi jeans. You'll find those, Lee jeans, Carhartt clothing, Rocky clothing, Under Armour clothing. And since Winn-Dixie's closed, we had to go out and get a new sponsor to describe where the wharf is. It's between El Gran Patreon and Blue Plate. You'll find it right there on the McFarland Boulevard, right there close in that newly renovated shopping center. You will find the wharf. Since 1976, the Workin Western headquarters for the entire family. It is the wharf. We'll continue with more of the game. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Now, this hour's West Alabama real-time news update from the Tuscaloosa Thread Newsroom.
A woman stole around $300,000 from a Catholic church in Tuscaloosa and spent most of it on content creators on TikTok, federal authorities announced on Friday. An Alabama nonprofit has acquired more than 360 acres of land on the Black Warrior River for permanent conservation. The Freshwater Land Trust is an organization that aims to obtain and protect environmentally significant property in Alabama and is also developing a network of trails in Jefferson County.
Get 24/7 local news coverage and sports updates when you download the free Tuscaloosa Thread app and sign up for twice daily email newsletters. Tide 100.9 Traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Well, TGIF to you, and we're getting started with an afternoon full of bliss. So, not looking too shabby on the roadways at all. We're traveling well on Lurleen Wallace on the northbound lanes to McFarland Boulevard. Now, the intersection's just a bit slow, but nothing too...
Tempur-Pedic clearance beds, plus get a $300 gift, all with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Our coverage of SEC Media Days this week is presented by BetU. What is it? It's Alabama's first and only legal app allowing you to directly bet against your friends. No bookie eliminates the middleman, which means no house, no juice, no fees, direct betting head-to-head or with a group. More fun, social betting experience. Very easy with Apple Pay, debit, credit cards. No collection. It's automatic. And you can find it in Alabama, the great state of Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Texas. Why is it legal? Peer-to-peer betting legal because there is no house taking bets, only bets between your friends. It is a social network app, and it is a free download. You can find it for your iOS and coming very, very soon for Android users. It is BetU. Do a search for it, download it, and we're going to be giving away some great things courtesy of BetU.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or a thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
Nuke's Eatery, they're on the fringe of the campus of the University of Alabama, close enough that you can smell the championships. The Nuke's Q sandwich, still the number one sandwich across the franchise. The French dip sandwich, I think, is going to challenge for that number one spot. The double club, the single club, you can pair those up with a great sandwich, salad, California-style pizzas, all available for catering from a group of 5 to 500, a small office party to a large corporate event. Joel Bromfield, they've done a great job for my family. They'll do a great job for you. 205 University Boulevard, 205-758-2455. Nuke's Eatery, close enough that you can smell the championships.
It's the longest running sports show in Tuscaloosa. You're listening to The Game with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9.
Hear the drums echoing tonight. She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you.
Kenyon Drake has now announced that he's going to be retiring from the National Football League. Kenyon Drake was a great player at the University of Alabama. I think we all can go back to 2015 when he took it to the house and reached for that pylon. That was a great item that you could always purchase at DanielMooreArt.com. The great pylon, and man, what a play. What a moment. What a moment between him and Marlon Humphrey and the interception, and the onside kick. A lot of fun to be able to reflect on that. Caleb Cunningham also putting out a tweet. Hey, listen, I am privately. I just saw this. Noah, we featured Caleb Cunningham, so he privately committed to Alabama during his commitment. Okay. You know, when we featured him, he told us it was a 12 out of 10. Remember that? He was having a little bit of cell phone service, and I asked him if he had committed, and he said, man, I thought about it. So it's now kind of come out that he did privately commit, and he's kind of shut down these Auburn things. They kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. Auburn's looking for anything because they're kind of drifting away. As you can see, they're right on the outside. They're at the fringe of the top tier and the middle tiers, kind of in that lower tier, just fighting to stay out of the bottom. There was 16 players on this latest All-SEC poll. Some good guys from the University of Alabama, some guys that I think could also work their way, but there's also some guys that really doesn't make sense, like Graham Nicholson. He won last year the top kicker in the entire country, Lou Groza Award. Top kicker in the country. How do we know? Because we had Will Reichard, the NCAA all-time scoring leader, and Will Reichard gets beat out by Graham Nicholson. Graham Nicholson's a second-team All-SEC. You can't even read that and not giggle. Okay. And just like Brent Beer was talking about a couple of minutes ago, when you look at the SEC headlines, okay, the guy that they have, Alex McPherson, is a guy that is injured currently. So, it just doesn't make sense when you think about it from a specialist standpoint. It is what it is. So, AU did get the kicker. So, we'll see. Alex McPherson from AU. Is that the only Auburn guy on the first team? So maybe that was kind of just throw him a bone. No on the defense. They did. Oh, yeah, and I got to admit to the audience, too. Jarquez Hunter is a running back for AU, and Noah, you're not going to lose sleep because I actually voted for him because I thought he's a really good back. So I did. I put him on my first team running back, so that's probably my fault, too. My bad. I'm admitting to the audience I'm an unbiased member of the media. I did. I voted for Hunter at that one. I also voted for Trevor Etienne, but also put Justice Haynes like fourth or fifth. I can't remember. I think he had to submit 6 running backs, so I did put Hunter there. So Auburn's got one first teamer, and it is Jarquez Hunter. So good running back. Good running back. Tough son of a gun, man. Tough guy. Max, you have to be when you go play for Auburn, right? I mean, you're gonna get pounded. So you got to be a tough running back. Max, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
Everything's great, Ryan. How are you, buddy?
Good. I just admitted that I voted for an Auburn guy. You feel any different about me?
No, man. That Hunter kid, he's tough as nails, man. And you got to, whether we hate Auburn or not, which we do, you got to acknowledge a good player when you see it. I mean, I couldn't stand Tebow, but I recognized his greatness when he was at Florida. I mean, I didn't like Michael Jordan, but hats off to him. The dude was great, So we're not like Auburn. We're not going to hate just because somebody plays for another team. If they're good, they're good.
Well, listen, he's probably even better than good because, I mean, he's running behind not very good players, right? I mean, he's doing a lot on his own. Hey, you're our guy, man. Handoff. So he'll get plenty of opportunities. It's like, I mean, I voted for the punter from Vanderbilt as the top second. I voted for James Burnip, number 1, which he was, but then I also voted for the Vanderbilt punter like third because I'm like, he's going to get plenty of opportunities. Shanks won, no big deal. We'll get another one, right? I mean, here's another chance.
Well, our kicker, Graham, getting the second string. I love listening to the Miller's Edge, man, but Corey, dude, I can't handle that guy because he got on there talking about, he got on Christian, his son, about how oh, that kid, he didn't kick in the SEC, whatever. Well, think about how many teams put Miami of Ohio on their cupcake week and how many big stadiums he did kick in. Because his argument was he's never kicked in the SEC, never kicked in the SEC stadiums. Well, he probably played a lot of big-time schools in their dang stadium. So that's that. I mean, you want to talk about pressure? Yeah. And the kid was spot on most of the time. So that dude's experienced some stuff. Why don't we go through some of the teams that they played? Miami of Ohio is a cupcake to Bama, Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
So he played Miami on the road. He played Cincinnati on the road and won him with a kick in overtime.
Right.
Delaware.
Because every time they play a big team, it's on the road. Nobody's going to go to Alabama's not going to go to Miami of Ohio.
Right. Delaware State, no. Kent State, no. Bowling Green, no. I mean, this is part of the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, right.
You know, they play some decent teams. They play App State, Toledo, Ball State, Muncie, Indiana. But I mean, you can't argue with the stats. I mean, but even you could go back. Yeah, you could go back even to 2022.
Yeah. So I'm guaranteeing he played in big stadiums, man.
He did.
They're everybody's cupcake.
Yeah, he kicked at Kentucky. He kicked at Northwestern. He kicked. He also played UAB in Bahamas. So, but I mean, look at Graham Nicholson's. I mean, he beat out our guy who broke the deadgum NCAA record all the time. I mean, and we hated him. We're like, no.
On top of returning kicks and punts and playing corner and running back in high school, I was also the kicker. And, dude, let me tell you something. I don't care if there's 0 people in the stadium. The kicker is the most stressful job on the football field. Because 1/2 of an inch hit the wrong way, up, down, left, or right, you're missing that field goal if it's 40 yards away. And when you do, everybody in the world hates you. But when you hit it, everybody in the world loves you for just a minute. So,
so he's also hit a long of 52, and we could go back 2023. He was a 96.4% kicker. He was 27 of 28. He was 1 for 1 for 1 to 19 yards, 20 to 29 yards, 6 for 6, 30 to 39 yards. He was 10 for 10, 40 to 49. He was 9 for 10, and over 50. He was perfect. Long of 52. He attempted 37 extra points, and he had 35 of those that he went upright.
I'm taking that kid if he played for Northport High School. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. I mean
the crossbars are still the same, are they not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are the uprights still the same? I mean, they're still the same height?
Man. That's a hard job. You sit on the end of the bench by yourself if you miss one at the end of a game that costs you the game. I mean, we've all seen it happen. Good Lord, Bama fans have seen it happen too much. No, I mean, I don't see why there's any reason to hate on that kid, whatever. I mean, I thought we got a good deal getting that guy.
Well, it doesn't make sense if he was the top kicker, and now you got to put him at second team All-SEC.
Right, and he just won the award for the best kicker.
And Graham Nicholson was also an All-American last year, too.
Well, I guess they got to throw Auburn a cookie here and there every once in a while, I guess.
Well, they're like, hold on, I gotta make sure we get a participation in here.
Yeah, we got to get a participation trophy. Let's get the little redheaded stepbrother pat on the back.
Yeah, and he was voted. Yeah, 2 different publications had him as an All-American last year.
I don't want to take up too much more time, but I've got 2 things that I wanted to say. You were talking about Langham earlier, and listening to his post-game speech and how that pick six against Florida changed college football, which it did. But a lot of people forget about that pick six he had against Auburn the game before.
It was.
Because they were up on us.
Another pick six.
What was the score then when and that won the game? What was the score? I think we won 17-10 or something like that.
I'd have to go back and look.
17-13. Well, anyway, we would have never gotten to that game had he not picked that ball against Auburn and ran it back. That dude was clutch when clutch. I mean, I'm talking about when you need somebody. Langham was clutch, dude. And so that reminded me of that. But Josh from Georgia, great caller, man. And, yeah, he is one of the top callers. But what Blueberry Steve said a minute ago and what he talked about, I think he needs to be right up there, 1A and 1B with that guy because –
Well, he is the top international caller that we take. Yeah.
If I called more, hopefully I would be in the top 10, but I don't get a chance to call more.
Yeah, why not?
But I'm not going to pat myself on the back like that. But I have to say, people like you and I have been praying for the future of this country, and the power of prayer is real because God stepped in that day because the future of this country can either go left or right. He don't want it to go left. He don't want it to go the wrong way. That's why that happened. And those of y'all that don't know anything as far as believing whether God's real or not, watch that and think about all the prayers that most people, or not most people, but a lot of people have been praying. Please, God, help us out of this situation we're in. He helped us last Saturday. And that's real. And I wasn't a believer 2 years ago, and I got saved and baptized a year and a half ago. And I saw so many things because the veil was lifted off my eyes of things like that just solidified the fact that, yes, God is real and the power of prayer works.
Well, and I can't imagine being in a situation where there was a failed assassination and to be able to go back and you could even see it. And I mean, that's a wake up right there. But Absolutely. You also have to look at it and go, man, he is doing it for, the country. He knows
which direction we've been heading, man. And it says it right there on our currency, in God we trust. And so, man, dude, it even more solidified my beliefs that I have now. Because like I said, I was not a believer. I wasn't a Satan worshiper or anything, but I just didn't believe. And I had some things happen to me to where I did. I got baptized. I dropped to my knees, and I said, okay, man, you run stuff. You control everything. I get it, man. And I threw my hands to the sky, and I was like, I get it now. I'm sorry that I've been blind to you most of my life. But here I am. Take over. And then you start seeing things differently. And last Saturday, it proved it to me. Man. So, Blueberry Steve, you're my number one caller, brother.
Max, Tupelo, Mississippi. What else is on your mind, Max, on a Free-for-All Friday sponsored by Brian Harden Construction?
Y'all hide, every naysayer, y'all hide over in the corner and watch what Kalen DeBoer and this football team does. Y'all hide and watch. When you say we was going to drop off, you just be quiet, go sit in the corner, and hide behind something and watch what happens. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Max in Tupelo, we're moving on. Noah, give me an update on the time. Do I need a break right here? I do. All right, we'll come back. We'll take him next. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Hardworking prices, and that's what we have here. So, whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Pat's Florist and Gourmet Baskets in downtown Tuscaloosa, 1010 Queen City Avenue. For over 60 years, they've been serving our community. They specialize in a large inventory of fresh flowers, weddings, gourmet fruit baskets. If you're trying to lift someone's spirits, it is Pat's Florist Gourmet Baskets by calling 205-345-5093. Delivery options are available, but it's more than just flowers at Pat's Florist and Gourmet Baskets, 1010 Queen City Avenue. If you're celebrating an anniversary, birthday, get well, love, and romance, trying to lift with someone's spirits, it's Pat's Florist and Gourmet Baskets in downtown Tuscaloosa.
With only 43 seconds remaining, facing a 4th and goal from the 31-yard line at Jordan-Hare Stadium, quarterback Jalen Milroe finds himself under immense pressure. scrambling to connect with Isaiah Bond in the corner of the end zone for a miraculous come-from-behind victory over Auburn. The jaw-dropping 27-24 result came on the 10th anniversary of the Kick Six. Daniel Moore is proud to announce 4th and 31, his upcoming oil painting featuring the now famous Gravedigger play. New Life Art is now accepting pre-orders for limited edition fine art prints and canvases of 4th and 31. See the preliminary pencil sketch for the artist's full color painting at DanielMooreArt.com. Pre-order your artwork now by calling 1-800-735-2787 or by visiting DanielMooreArt.com.
Never miss a moment of the action. Download the free Tide 100.9 app today.
Welcome you right back into the game here in Tuscaloosa. Kenyon Drake announcing his retirement. Caleb Cunningham kind of reconfirming his commitment to 5-star. He was never wagering, but there was some reports out there that he possibly was going to go to Auburn. But either way, he said, I'm not flipping anywhere. So, and Alabama's got a cold summer plan. It is cold, and if you want to have a cold summer, it's Adams Heating and Cooling. Adams Heating and Cooling. Greatly appreciate those guys for being a part of our show. You need someone in the heating and air conditioning business that you can trust. Adams Heating and Cooling. Adams Heating and Cooling here in Tuscaloosa. Great place when you look at the service that they provide in the sound of my voice. Adams Heating and Cooling. 205-339-6540. And check them out. It's more than just heating and air conditioning. I know we talk about that, but they also do generator repairs. But surrounding areas, guys that come out do a great job. And whether it's cleaning your ductwork, that's an option because it's something that we don't think about so often. And also doing the dryer vent, which creates a lot of fires, unfortunately. And you can also order air filters, Adams Heating and Cooling Inc.com. Adams Heating and Cooling, Richard Adams, Adams Heating and Cooling, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and the surrounding area since 1982. Adams Heating and Cooling, Adams Heating and Cooling. We appreciate those guys. If you want to have a cold summer like the Alabama Crimson Tide, consider Adams Heating and Cooling for all of your heating and air conditioning needs. Richard Adams. Let's continue with more phone calls, and we go here to AC in Bangladesh. AC, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Good afternoon, sir. How you feeling? Thank you so much for taking my call.
I'm good.
Good. How is Mr. Producer doing today?
His last day is today.
What do you mean that's his last day? Is this another sarcasm you have?
No,
or this is serious?
No, it's true. It's true. It's
Well, let me hear it from. Is this true, Brother Noah? This is your last day.
Noah, he's asking if it's true. Is it truly your last day?
Well, technically, I'll be doing some stuff over the weekend just to wrap things up. But, yes, this will be the last day I'll be producing for Ryan Fowler.
Wait a minute. So we have Mrs. Kim flies away. We have Brother Noah takes his flight somewhere. Now, what's going on, Mr. Fowler? The studio's not doing a good job.
You've ran the blank off. You've done this.
Sure. Why don't you say the word, Mr. Fowler? You're not man enough. It's okay. I don't want to get you fired. But here's the thing, Mr. Fowler. How was your trip to Dallas?
It was easy. It was easy. It took us a little bit of time to get back.
Of course. You got a free flight. Now I realize why you went to Texas for free food, because I was thinking about this. You went to Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium and used the restroom for free in their stadium, and I don't blame you for it.
No. I didn't go to Austin, crazy.
Remember how I say sometimes you're smart, other times you are dumb? For some reason, I just cannot keep up.
You went through the Austin Stadium. I wasn't in Austin. I was in Dallas. There's nothing smart or dumb about that. It's just a fact.
And you went to the stadium to use their restroom right in the middle of the field. You did. That's what my sources are saying. I guess my sources are completely wrong. So I want to congratulate Mr. Josh, my favorite number one caller. What happened to your former number one caller, Bama Nick? Did he even call in? He's taking his blood pressure medication tonight. What's going on? It seems like Josh and AC and smartest caller on your show, Corey in the house, we're going to carry the show. So what happened to your former caller? Is he on a recruiting trail to get 10 callers from the other show, or did he just quit the show? What's happening, Mr. Fowler? What is your source telling you about Bama Nick?
Bama Nick was third caller out of the gate today.
Oh, sure. So did he say, I quit, or is he recruiting? Because I gave that proposition last week, and so far he hasn't done anything, so that means I can still call in every single day.
Or maybe he thought your idea was dumb.
Or maybe my idea is smart, so he can get rid of me. That's a smart idea. I'm a businessman. I give out smart, beautiful ideas. Do you have any idea at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm texting, probably not calling, but sending me emails whenever my idea pops in? Sounds like Nick Saban to me. Idea runs in my brain. You got to use it, man. Whatever it helps the business. So, Mr. Fowler, let me ask you another question. So what did you learn from the SEC Media Day, from the other teams? Forget your Bama.
I learned that I'm one of the smartest ones out there because I got out of there on Wednesday evening and I didn't get stuck at the airport last night. That's what I learned.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I mean, have you seen some of these photos? I mean, it looks like Christmas ×2 with air traffic control. But
I don't blame you because you just laughed. You dodged all the what is it?
Well, you asked what I learned. That was what I learned. I learned that I confirmed leaving on Wednesday was a very smart decision because I'd probably be doing my airport from a breastfeeding station somewhere, just like I did out at the John Wayne Airport as coming back from the Rose Bowl back in January.
Sounds fantastic. So it seems like it was Mrs. Fowler's idea, not yours. Probably she's more smarter than you, right?
Oh, there's no doubt she's smarter than I am, but
of course. This is why she tells you most likely, listen to AC. You got to lose some weight, Fowler. You say, I'll think about it, or I'll pray on it. Well, you and I, we're going to have some battles. I'm going to give you a pass. I know you had a long week. I'm going to give you a pass. Starting next week, I'm going to give you some headache. I want my competition. That's number one. And number two,
why didn't you call us when we were on SEC Media Days? I mean, we were...
Because I know what's going to happen. Because you're going to have those background noise that's cheerleading. I know how it goes. And then you could probably barely hear the callers. So I don't want to give you a bad reception. That's why I said last week, probably you don't listen as much. I said, when are you getting back in the studio, Mr. Fowler? You said, I'm going to get back in the studio Friday, which is today. This is why I gave you a call, so you can hear better. Indoor is much better than outdoor radio show. What do you think about that, Mr. Fowler? Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong.
How am I wrong? So you want to hear some cheerleaders going hip hip hooray, and you can barely hear the callers even though they're trying to communicate with you? Yeah, sure. That's Mr. Fowler for you. I'm pretty sure Mrs. Fowler would give you better advice than you. If I were you, I would listen to her than listening to Bama Nick. Start drinking beers and do some sunflower. See, what is he? Like some sort of kindergarten student giving you bad advice? You need to go on that diet, okay? Your diet starts this coming Monday, and I'll be on you all the time. But here's the thing, Mr. Fowler. I'm going to hang up by saying this. Digger, you're such a loser. You made one of the worst call last Friday. He sounded like a girl. I thought you had a Kardashian on your show. I was like, who could that be? Is it Kim Kardashian or is it Khloe or some garbage? It appears to be. Let's face it, this guy just turned into a lady. What can I say? Texas fans, you guys are so...
Hey, see, do you come up with these calls by yourself? Or, I mean, is this something that...
What do you mean if I come up with it by myself? I write my own script. All right? When you have to calling, you're stepping on a bad call. You are stepping on a bad call, Fowler. You're stepping on a bad call. When you're calling the radio stations for 5 to 7 years, you have all the experience. I'm not like Bama Nick drinking and talking on the phone because AC is on his own land. You know what I'm saying? But congratulations, Josh, my favorite number one caller, the mini tribal chief. And I'm the real large tribal chief. Gotta go, homie. Love you. Holla.
Wow.
thing about AC, he's certainly good at saying a lot of words.
What's the one caller that you're going to miss, Noah?
That's a good question.
I mean, you're now, you can't worry about offending anybody. Who is the one guy that you're going to miss talking to off the air?
Let me think about that one.
In 6:05, you're going to make your announcement?
Yeah, 6:05. That's what I'll say it.
R&R Cigars, locally owned and operated by Reagan and Randy Starner, 2703 6th Street in downtown Tuscaloosa. Cigar Mansion, relax and recharge. 1,000 different cigars to choose from. It's our good folks right there at the Cigar Mansion, Reagan and Randy Starner, R&R Cigars. Also remind you about Nuke's Eatery. If you're looking for a great sandwich, the Nuke's Q sandwich, #1 sandwich across the franchise, the French dip sandwich. You can also double that roast beef as well. That when you find the good French dip sandwich, great option, salad, California-style pizza, you'll find it right there. It is Nuke's Eatery, catering from a group of 5 to 500, 205-758-2455, 205-758-2455. It was our good folks right there. Joel Bromfield, salads, California-style pizza, sandwiches, soup specials. You can parlay those, combo. You can do half this, half that. It is close enough that you can smell the championships. 205 University Boulevard, 205-758-2455. We'll take more of your phone calls coming up in a couple of minutes. We're going our way to Tommy, Stephen and Raleigh, and many others. T-Town, Tide, 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Nick Cope.
First round of the Open Championship from Royal Troon is in progress. Shane Lowry holds the solo lead at 4 under. He's still on the course. Justin Thomas in the clubhouse. He is at 3 under. Brooks Koepka and Xander Schauffele are part of a large group at 2 under. Other players still on course. You got Tiger Woods, who's at 6 over. Scotty Scheffler is 1 under. And a couple notable names really struggled today. U.S. Open winner Bryson DeChambeau finished 5 over, and Rory McIlroy finished at 7 over. And the NFL receiver Devontae Adams told Shannon Sharp he's locked in with the Raiders and not seeking a trade out of Vegas amid rumors of him wanting out. 2025 MLB schedule has been released in full. Dodgers and Cubs will open the season in Tokyo in mid-March, with opening day for the rest of baseball on March 27th.
You're listening to the best sports talk show, breaking down the Crimson Tide, the game, with Ryan Fowler on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Came and went, this accident did, on Highway 69 southbound at Hinton Place. So, green for go, no worries. And on the rest of the freeways and side streets, not doing too badly off. We've got McFarland Boulevard on the northbound lanes or actually Lurleen.
Conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or a thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3320 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
Rolling down a backwoods Tennessee byway, one arm on the wheel, holding my lover with the other, a sweet, soft southern thrill. Worked hard all week, got a little jingle on a Tennessee Saturday night. Couldn't feel better I'm together with my Dixieland tonight. Spend my dollar, parked in a holler, neath the mountain moonlight.
Oh, let's count them together. You guys ready? 18 national titles, 30 SEC titles, 147 first-team All-Americans, 77 postseason appearances, 45 postseason victories, 4 Heisman winners, the NCAA all-time scoring leader, and the greatest football coaches that ever walked the sidelines. We are talking a little Alabama Crimson Tide football. We're talking about it right here on The Game. We're always powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com, 3325 Skyland Boulevard, and online at TuscaloosaToyota.com. The 2025 Toyota Camry that has arrived right now. 3.99 APR for 36. The big one sells event. How about a RAV4? 2.99 for the 2024s. The 2024 Highlander, 3.99 for 36. The Corolla, the 2024. And you can also find a great interest special on that for $299. And then the Tundra, like I said, I think I said this last month, I've never seen it this low. 1.99 as long as I've been doing radio in Tuscaloosa, and Tuscaloosa Toyota has been one of my sponsors. So a great deal happening right now. Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com, 3325 Skyland Boulevard, and online at TuscaloosaToyota.com. We're doing a free-for-all Friday. It's sponsored by Brian Hard Construction, and we are wrapping up a very busy week here on SEC Media Days, and our coverage this week presented by BetU. Adams Heating and Cooling, Title Towel, WhitwillSports.com, WhitwillSports.com, Title Towel. Connect with those guys on the social network apps. It is a rally towel with benefits. You can also find it at the Bryant Museum while you're over there soaking up some of that great history. Title Towel. And you can also find it at WhitwillSports.com, DanielMooreArt.com, DanielMooreArt.com, the great gallery. Celebrate that special Alabama fan in your life. And the significant discount, you can find it at DanielMooreArt.com. But the code word is very simple. It's The Game. The Game. And also, when you check out, we'd love to we would love for you to tell them that you heard about it right here on The Game. We say thank you. If you're thinking about any of those great prints, DanielMooreArt.com, DanielMooreArt.com. Let's continue with more phone calls. Tommy, Romulus. Tommy, good afternoon. You're in The Game. I hope all is well, my friend.
Hey, man. How are you today?
I'm good.
I got to make a very important announcement. Hunter is missing a twin, and he's missing some stash from his bag after that last caller. Jesus! What planet he's from?
I got to be honest with you, man. I talk to a lot of people, and we have a lot of different variety of a lot of words, and many times I understand everything that everybody says, most of the time. AC, I can't follow him. I try. I mean, Tommy, I know I don't have the best attention. I got a little, ADD up there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think most of us do.
I took the word softball yesterday, Corey. You went to sleep. I understand.
Yeah, but I don't understand AC in Bangladesh. And I understand that there's a country difference. I get it. But he makes no freaking sense.
Oh, I'm a businessman. I talk. Call and tell me. I'm like.
I want to ask for a translator, and he's speaking complete English. He started out saying that I was in Austin at Darrell Royal Stadium, and I'm like, no, I was in Dallas. Well, did you take a poop in the middle of the field? No, I didn't do that either because I wasn't there. So anyway, just.
Well, I feel bad about the rest of the world. Their kids don't know geography either. Dallas is in Texas, but
if AC is trying to represent Bangladesh, he's not convincing many of us to go there.
No. And he said Nick need to recruit better people. I'm like, I give Nick an F because he recruited you. So
yeah, that's a good point. We'll always dislike Bama Nick for that one reason.
He gets an F on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's had some good calls, but that's not one of his better moments.
No, that's an F.
It's more than just an F. It's a.
Oh yeah, but we ain't going there. But children listen, as you always tell me when I get riled up. Remember, children listen to the show.
That's right. Children are listening to the show. Hello, children.
Yes.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, now leave the room so Tommy can vent. It's free. But no, I'm like, he's sitting there, when you went to Dallas and this about Texas, I'm like, it's like 350 miles away from each other, I think, because Texas is a heck of a big state. Dallas up on one part and Austin on the other. I'm like, man, I mean, I don't know. I know he's a troll. He won't get around. He's probably living in South New Jersey. I don't know. Who cares? Well, what else do you want to know, Ryan Fowler? Since we have decided that Hunter has a twin brother and he got some of his stash. Okay, what else do you want to know?
Hunter's got some stash?
Well, you don't want to say cocaine on the radio, but, you know.
I mean, we speak the truth here.
Well, yeah.
What's
Yeah, I didn't want to run the other good caller having great testimonies and faith, and I just didn't want to run that with this crap. Listen to him. I'm like, my Lord. I mean, man, he's coming Monday for you. I'll probably be worried all weekend. You probably need a fight plan and talking about your wife. Oh, she'll talk to me. I'm like, no, I don't think she'll talk to you. AC, trust me. His wife is very educated. And you don't make a damn bit of sense, excuse me. This is the redneck talking to me. So, well, I'm glad Josh and them all got together and ate chili dogs at Jack's. Because that's what I had for lunch in Northport. I stopped at Jack's and got me chili dogs. Oh, they were good.
Boy, y'all got chili dogs on your mind.
Well, I didn't know they was all in town. I mean, I know.
Yeah, I mean, we really appreciate Josh for inviting us. I mean, it's.
Well, I'm probably on the outs after yesterday. J-Rod mad at me. Ellis won't take my call because I'm trying to take the parking spot. I'm trying to revitalize the University Mall and make it into Nick Saban Center, and they mad at me for they're going to lose their parking spot. And I'm pretty sure Mitchell and Karen won't talk to me.
Tommy, you got plenty of land. You'll put them up out there, right?
That's right. Yeah, we can have a fire and 2 mile yard. And, yeah, then no problem. Bring your RV. Come on down. And my brother now giving me a look from Haiti. So you might get your butt whooped, Ron, followed by my brother. Oh, hell. Wyman not feeling good, so we don't need to mess with Wyman. He might shoot us both.
I think you should put Wyman on the phone.
You want to come on the phone? No, he's doing his blood work, so he gets real cranky. I guess he is mad about something. So when I get through with you, I guess we're going to have to discuss something. So he looked like he's really missed, and I'm saying that in a kind way. He's probably something else. But no, I heard who's Pat Smith? He's an assistant director of Jot or something in Birmingham. Do you
Never
know
heard of him.
Okay, well, this guy somewhere.
Who is it now?
I think
I'm just kidding. I know Pat very, very well.
Oh, do you really? I didn't
well, I mean,
know. I've never heard
they
of
are, I mean, our competitor, but. I mean,
okay, well, they said something acidine today, I've heard. How dare the University of Alabama insult Nick Saban?
I don't think it's an insult. I would love to see Alabama do a little bit more, and I'm sure they will. And September the 7th will be an awesome day as we'll make a tribute to Nick Saban. And
I mean,
I would have, and I, like I said, I don't.
Well, then they criticize the game they picked. Well, they should do it to the Georgia game. It's more thing. I'm like, it's getting old. I'm getting tired. Anything that university do, somebody's going to say the opposite and moan and groan about it. And I'm like, all right, if we gave him everything, we named the fellow after him, we named the stadium after him, the next 15 years, every firstborn male of Alabama will be called Nicholas Saban so-and-so. I mean, that would not be enough.
That's true.
Are they saying, oh, you making him out to be a god? I know you need hits, but my Lord, this is worse than junior high gossip. My Lord, I thought that some of the other people on other shows I listen to all around the nation, I thought they were professional. They just like, they a freaking gossip calling this. I mean, they need to get Jumbo in. Noah's not going to the networks. I don't want to say their names and bad things that happened to me. Not Fox, but the other ones. I mean,
yeah, he's going to be producing Rachel Madcow's show.
Well, he should have a long time because Trump's going to get reelected, and he's going to keep her on television. He's not going to sit on an account like he did because guess what? Between him and Joy Behar and Joy Reid, he's getting about 200 new votes every week because they can't shut this stupid trap. They are silly, and they are in the form. I'm like, he's going to send us to account. Well, did he sing the account when he was president for 4 years? Oh, my God. This is I guess today is a good day. It's Friday. I can moan and groan about everything. But it's just, no, I wish you the best. I didn't know you was leaving. So,
thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
I hope the other place give me a lot of macaroni and cheese, and you don't ever have to drink half and half sweet tea from Chick-fil-A again.
I'm drinking a glass of half and half tea right now.
Well, why do you think I said that? I can read your mind over the phone without even looking at you.
You're right. Yeah. But, I like half and half tea, and I went 4 days without it, so I'm trying to make up for...
I know. I'm thinking you'd probably be holding a sign out in Dallas.
Feed me.
No. Give me money so I can buy half and half tea thing. I'm my brother.
Nobody had it. I mean, that's not even like Texas. We're no longer considering you part of the South.
They don't have Chick-fil-A?
It was not close.
Wow, I'm shocked. I'm going to tell you a funny story about Chick-fil-A. When it went to Minneapolis, my cousin's daughter lived up there. This is no joke. I looked at her like, you're nuts. She got coupons. She wore coupons. She waited 18 hours in line for the place to open.
I got you.
I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Yeah. Her girlfriends left the kids with their husband like, we're going to Chick-fil-A. And they went. They waited in line for 18 hours. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Oh, well.
I love it, but I'm not sure I'm going to wait 18 hours.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Trust me.
Hey, Tommy. Thank you, man. Roll Tide.
All right. You have a great weekend. Talk to you later.
You do as well. Let's go to Bubba in Northport. Bubba, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
It is well. It is going well. I want to say something about AC in Bangladesh.
Okay.
He has got to be the most stupidest moron I have ever listened to. Ever. In my 60 years of life.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get too much of a negative reaction. You're probably going to get a lot of people that would agree with you.
I couldn't. If it was my show, I wouldn't give him the benefit of even calling. But it's not my show. But anyway, that's another subject. I ain't going to waste my time on him. That's for sure. Hey, is Steve from Montreux, is he a Canadian, American that lives in Canada, or a Canadian?
No, he's actually Jewish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not that matters. I mean, he's a guy that has talked about.
No. Some of my best friends are. The reason I say my pastor, the church I've been going to for 14 years, he's Canadian, and he actually has dual citizenship. So.
Well, that's pretty awesome. I
didn't realize it.
No, he lives in Montreal, and he came down for the Alabama LSU game last year and met us outside the stadium. And
I know. I know. I hope I was. If he comes this year, I want to try to meet up with him. I would like to meet him. I always enjoy his calls. Him or Robert, I love Robert. I like all your callers except for AC. Really. Me and Dominic talk back and forth, and Ellis of Manchester, and Tony, we all talk on Messenger or something to each other. So new friends. This show brought a lot of new friends to me that I'm glad to have.
Well, that's awesome.
Of course, me and you go back way back. Me and you go back from the Northport Quarterback Club days. So,
my man, that has been a long, long time. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You came and spoke one time, and me and you kind of hit it off, and it seemed like every time I went to the grocery store there for about a month, I saw you and your wife.
Yeah, I remember seeing you a bunch of different places.
Sam, yeah. Hey,
Sam's gets too much of my money.
Oh, yeah. I spent a ton in there in Sam's the other day. Too much, actually. But, hey, did they make a final ruling on the horns down? I was reading something about it.
No, they're not. The SEC's not going to bow to Texas. And by the way, they didn't even bow.
Right.
They call them UT. Texas is going to be known as Tex, TEX. According to the graphics that we saw released by the SEC, they're not going to call them UT. They're going to call them Tex. So Digger's coming up here in a few calls. I'm sure he'll be real excited about that. But
I'm anxious to talk. I took my dad to lunch today, and when he got back, where he lives at the Crossing Retirement Home, the Wishbone boys from Bryant's first year Wishbone, some of them were going there talking to him today. So he was going to go to that this afternoon. So
it was the Wishbone boys?
That was kind of, yeah. They call them the Wishbone boys. A bunch of the guys that played on Bryant's team that started the Wishbone were coming to the Crossings today, visiting with the residents and giving them stories about Bear Bryant and Alabama football.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I didn't realize that was.
I was wanting to go.
So who was all in town?
I wasn't invited. Oh, I don't know who all it was. I hadn't talked to my dad yet, but I was going to call him tonight and try to see who all was here.
Sounds pretty awesome.
But he said it was about 10 of them was going to come speak to them people today. So, anyway, I think you had a good trip, and sounds like Kalen DeBoer. We'll probably hope we hear some more news this week about recruits coming, and sound like he's on top of things and got us a field. I don't think they've done enough. I hope City Tuscaloosa does something for Saban. They need to, because he if it wasn't for Saban, he made Tuscaloosa what it is, especially after the tornado. But I can't do enough for that man as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, and that's probably the great word to say. You can't do enough. You can't do enough. I mean, you could rename the stadium. You could do, you could rename the city of Tuscaloosa Sabanville. I'm not sure it'd be enough. It's a great point. Hey, Bubba, thank you, man. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Right back to you. We'll go to Digger and Louisiana next. T-Town Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Now, this hour's West Alabama real-time news update from the Tuscaloosa Thread Newsroom.
A woman stole around $300,000 from a Catholic church in Tuscaloosa and spent most of it on content creators on TikTok, federal authorities announced on Friday. An Alabama nonprofit has acquired more than 360 acres of land on the Black Warrior River for permanent conservation. The Freshwater Land Trust is an organization that aims to obtain and protect environmentally significant property in Alabama and is also developing a network of trails in Jefferson County.
Get 24/7 local news coverage and sports updates when you download the free Tuscaloosa Thread app and sign up for twice daily email newsletters. Tide 100.9 Traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Talk about a Friday light, and that is wonderful. As you travel along the Tuscaloosa freeways and side streets, we're not doing too shabby at all. Highway 69 looks good on the southbound lanes following an earlier incident at Henton Place that has long since been gone. And now we have
with all of your CPAP needs, including the new Luna Travel CPAP. Call 339-8013 or stop by Mid-South in the Northbrook Plaza on McFarland Boulevard.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A hot afternoon. A few spots could see a shower or thunderstorm through the evening hours. The high today 95, tonight's low 74. Tomorrow partially sunny. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. The high 95. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
The best breakdown of Alabama football in the state. The Game with Ryan Fowler on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Well, I don't know while that's true, but you got
Noah's final 30 minutes on the game. Noah is joining Rachel Maddow and Matt Cal, going to be part of MSNBC and going to be talking about he's taking the conservative ticket to MSNBC. He's going to be opening a brand new show up there. And now, Noah, you are going to call up and if November the 5th doesn't go the way that we wanted. I mean, are you going to serve us some crow? Is that what you're planning on doing?
I find it unlikely that I will have to, but given all the circumstances.
Look at here. Are you already ready to concede? I mean, are you?
No, I mean, anything can happen, but I mean, I was talking to some people earlier. I was like, someone might shoot at Donald Trump and Joe Biden might die from COVID. So who knows in the next few months?
Well, I mean, we laugh, but it's. I guess it's always on the table. I mean, it's wow. I mean, you think we were thinking about? I mean, literally. I mean, when we were doing Free for All Friday last week. I mean, I never would imagine that our political climate was in the point that we would literally have an attempted assassination on a former president and a current candidate and the leading front runner. Wow. I mean, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it. Let me tell you somebody you can wrap your head around, and that is The Pharmacy at Midtown. The Pharmacy at Midtown. TJ Thomas, he's a Nick Saban pharmacist. You can find it at the
transition.
Was that bad?
Wrap your head around. Like, what does that even mean? You can wrap your head around. Okay, keep going.
Okay, hold on. Yeah,
I'm getting on to you. That was an interesting metaphor there.
Well, okay. Well, I was saying that you can't wrap not around the bullet, but you can't wrap your head around it. Like, I mean, you can't even really fathom to even think that. I mean, it's just.
But what can you not fathom about the Pharmacy at Midtown?
Well, I'm talking about the assassination attempt, that we would literally be sitting here because someone disagrees with somebody's. I dislike Hussein Obama. Thought he was an awful president. Economically, I mean, he did some good things. I mean, there's some things that he did that you could support of, but I mean, majority of them were disaster. I mean, the affordable health care is killed medical care in our country. It's one of the reasons why we went through the pandemic the way that we did, because many doctors, I mean, smart people are no longer being physicians. They're going to be engineers. Well, why? Go and, do something else. I mean, it's tough. Anyway, but
speaking of doctors, that's your transition right there.
Well, no, good point. But I mean, I never thought, okay, well, let's go kill the guy. I mean, that's the part that, it's really against everything that we stand for in this country. I mean, we're supposed to have a fair election, and it doesn't seem like some people want to play with those rules. But Noah's being hesitant over there. He's like, I'm not saying anything. I could be on MSNBC by.
I doubt it. I
mean, I think you would fit in. I mean, you'd give them a balanced approach over there.
I don't know. Politics is stressful. I'd much rather do music.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather do sports than do politics. Well, it would be interesting, but I think it would just, like, my mental health would be crazy.
Yeah, and I will say this. Sometimes it does, like when you watch political news, it does kind of it'll bring you down. I mean, you can only fill your head with so much more of that. Anyway, the Pharmacy at Midtown, the great doctors who has prescribed medicine that's hard to get. That's how I met the Pharmacy at Midtown. I met TJ Thomas simply by a physician said, hey, try these guys, 205-752-0627. I remember walking in and talking to TJ Thomas, the Pharmacy at Midtown, And when you talk about compounding needs, it's that hard to get medication. Well, I can't find it anywhere. Well, there's a chance that they may be able to make it in-house, which can reduce your hassle. And you don't have to worry about it because there's a lot of medication out there that you just cannot find. Like I said, compounding needs, you can find good folks right there. Home delivery with Mr. Jim a couple of days a week. You can call them for more details. The retail side, they take a lot of the prescriptions that and you're going to pay the same. If I went to a big box store pharmacy, your insurance sets the price. So you're going to pay the same. It's not like, well, it's more expensive because it's locally owned and operated. It's the longest independent owned pharmacy, the pharmacy at Midtown, TJ Thomas, the Nick Saban pharmacist here. And let's continue with more phone calls. Hello.
Ryan, 415 franchises in the state of Texas, more than any state in the union, and you cannot find a Chick-fil-A in the city of Dallas, the megatropolis of Dallas. Is that true?
I could not, but I didn't have a car either, so. And there were so many places around there. I didn't really. There was a couple of places, but I didn't really feel safe.
Uber.
Yeah, for a half and half tea. Yeah, go pay $20 to go Uber.
No,
you get Uber Eats
at this point, if it's Uber and you got to go for tea, then go ahead and get your dinner and take it on the plane. Which?
Well, no, I did get a glass. Well, no. I went in on a Sunday, so obviously you can eliminate there. So there's one day. Monday, no. Tuesday, no. Wednesday, when I got back on the airport at Love, there is a Chick-fil-A there. And but it had a line.
Surprise.
Big one.
Because they're pretty efficient. Every Chick-fil-A that I go to, I like saying Chick-fil-A because we had an idiot in there, kind of like AC from Bangladesh. We had to explain to him it's Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A. But anyway.
Well, and let me say, you brought up AC. I still like my conspiracy that you are really AC in Bangladesh.
No.
Yeah, I think you are.
I'm not Islam. I don't like Bangladesh. I went there, and it was the biggest mistake of my life other than going to Bryan and College Station for the third grade. Okay? So I'm telling you, do not go to Bangladesh. There's nothing special there. They're known for their zoos, and they weren't really that impressive. I thought San Diego was way better.
They're known for their zoos?
Yeah.
So you're saying that could be where AC was from, possibly?
I don't know.
Bangladesh is in India,
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Bangladesh is in India, right?
Did you look that up?
No.
Yeah, it's a separate country.
They broke off from Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
It's southeast, Southwest Asia, or whatever you want to call it, but it's not small. There's 149 million people, and they're all Islam, and they're very bitter. So,
they're bitter.
Yeah.
Huh? What are they bitter about? You can't tell by saying
they're Islam. They're Islam, and it's a cult. They circle their religion around death.
Okay, so we're looking here, India.
Blow up people in an airport in the name of Akbar or Allah Akbar. Okay, that's not a religion. It's supposed to be spiritual support and uplifting. Here, they circle around death and blow up people. That's a cult. Okay, not culture, cult. They get teenagers, they get sick people, put on a vest, and go blow up people. It's brutal, it's nasty, and there's no sense in it. Okay? And they think they're going to get 97 virgin when they go to heaven after they blow up people. It's a cult. You can't tell me it's any other way. Okay? And I invite AC to come on and explain this to me, because it doesn't make a hill of beans like he does. And I promise you, I'll put my wife beater shirt on and bitch slap him if he makes any kind of sense about it. Okay? If he even embraces it. Because it's not a religion. You've got to agree with me on that, right? Come on.
It's not a peaceful doctrine, I can tell you that.
Well, there you go.
You read it, and it's You know, I don't know if I want.
Muhammad is a bitter old man, and if you even draw a cartoon of it, you get a fatwa on you.
Yeah.
You know what that is, huh?
Yeah, and you know what the difference between the two religions are, right?
What?
One tomb is empty, one is not.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. I thought you were going to say, well, the tea tastes like gunpowder.
Oh,
I don't know.
No, I wasn't going to say that. No, I was just saying one tomb is still, and one tomb is empty. So it's big difference there.
Oh, please.
Well, no, it's a true statement.
Again, I know, but I'm not going to believe that for one moment. I cannot follow that.
What's there not to believe?
Well, I can't believe that they would build a religion on an empty tomb. You know? Is that what you're telling me? It's an empty tomb?
It is an empty tomb. It is an empty tomb. No, I mean, Christ is an empty tomb.
Well, it's empty after 3 days.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what the biggest difference is. One tomb has something in it, and one tomb does not. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. We got it turned around. Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
But real quick, let me ask you something here. Let's get off of AC. You know, Noah going to Chicago. Did you not try to talk him out of it?
No, Lord, no. I mean, listen, and a lot of people that come to Tuscaloosa, I love Tuscaloosa. I could never imagine myself living anywhere else other than Tuscaloosa. But Noah, you know, he came to me probably 4 months ago. No, I just put somebody on 3. But anyway, Noah came to me and said, I said, all right, so there's nothing we could do. And he said, no, I just want to leave Tuscaloosa. And so it's the longest notice I have ever been given by anybody. And so what could I say? I mean, he'd already made his mind up, and he told me, hey, in July, and I think he'd actually picked the 18th. He's actually working an extra day. He said, the 18th, I'm out of here. I'm leaving Tuscaloosa. I said, man, all right. I told
him to go west.
Go west,
go to Austin.
Man.
Go west. Go to Austin.
What is in Austin?
You know, and again, oh, shoot, Twitter, Joe Rogan. They're huge on podcast and radio.
But I hear that, you know, it's kind of little.
Did Noah go to the media day?
Is it kind of a little bit left of left, isn't it? That's what I hear about Austin.
Well, no, not when.
That's what I hear. It's what I hear.
It's not left in radio. It's not left in sports. It's not left in politics. It's left in the idiot migrating Californians who want to come and try and run a town, and they're getting their ass beat and their ass handed to them about it. The only thing they succeeded in was raising taxes, and we're fit to be tired about that. So, yes, you know, they'll leave the state of California after, you know, plundering everybody with taxes, and then they want to come and get away from it and do it again here in Austin, which is insane. And I guarantee you bring up taxes in Tuscaloosa, what do you think would happen?
Well, we already have a 1 cent sales tax a couple of years ago, and we were about to try to flip over the city. So, yeah. Well, and it's kind of crazy about the NFL players that have to go out and play, and then they get like 40-something% of their taxes. Wow. You know, I mean, obviously the federal tax, maybe even more than that, is probably actually closer to 50 when you add the state and federal, because they're qualifying for a higher, you know, price. So you're in a different tax bracket. So they're probably, what is it, 39.5 on the federal if you make over, what is it, 250,000 or maybe it's 400,000?
I'm at 42, and I'm only at 97.5. Okay. Well, no, I got to include my wife, who is at 90. So yeah, we're at 42, and it's brutal. I had to pay for the first time in like 15 years.
Ooh. Fire your accountant. You need my accountant, Don Wallace. He works for you, not the IRS. Don Wallace, CPA, downtown Northport. Fire your guy. Hire my guy. And then right out in your parking lot, you lean up right before you go in the office and you say, "Good Lord, please forgive me what I'm about to say. Did you really buy that? Yes, I did. Did you really? Yes, I did."
There you go, my man. You have a good weekend. We'll end it.
Digger, I'm glad we actually found some common ground, Digger. I mean,
we're both going to miss Noah.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Thank you. No, it owe you a break. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe. Yes. Maybe.
We can take another caller here.
Okay. Let's go to Cowboy.
Hi. Well, I was ready for Digger, but Digger was civilized there, so I guess we have to.
Yeah, I mean, he actually made sense. But I'm telling you, I really do. I think that is AC in Bangladesh. I think he throws his voice. He pretends to be AC where he doesn't have to be the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I want to. Maybe we can meet Digger in Tuscaloosa next time Alabama plays Texas.
Oh, we would love that. Yeah, we'd love
that. Yeah.
Ryan,
how was your visit to the Lone Star?
I enjoyed it. I mean, listen, I enjoyed the state of Texas. I love the Texas pride. I love the way that they care about their state and, don't mess with Texas. But, I am a little bit concerned when I see like people like Ted Cruz in a fight for their Senate seat. That kind of bothers me a little bit.
Well, Dallas is 55% Democrat. Houston's 55% Democrat. San Antonio's 55% Democrat.
Yeah, but it always hadn't been like
all
that.
The major. I mean, it's just the lay of the land in the United States in major cities. They all are like, they're breeding grounds for wacky ideas. You can't do anything about it because a lot of people move out to the suburbs and they get out of the city. So that's what you got. But, I think Ted Cruz will win 53-47 probably when it gets down to it.
I mean, one of the biggest fighters of our entire Constitution is in a fight for his life. So are we no longer believing in that? I mean, he's one of the smartest on the Constitution in Washington, D.C. But anyway, I don't live in Texas. But I mean, he's brilliant when you look at the Constitution. I mean, love to hear him talk about the Constitution, and it's a perfect draft. I mean, when you go back to 1776 and you think about they were already putting in parameters to protect us.
Oh yeah, the smartest men that ever walked this earth, the founding fathers of the United States of America. Don't ever forget that, Ryan.
Amen.
The greatest American ever was George Washington.
I think I've heard of that guy.
He's an old guy that had white hair. He had a place called Mount Vernon. His grandson-in-law was Robert E. Lee. I guess I better stop there.
Huh. Well, I'll be a son of a gun.
He married
I did not realize that. I did not.
Yeah, Robert E. Lee married George Washington's granddaughter. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You ever been to Mount Vernon? I went when I was in the 6th grade.
I have not. I have not.
Yeah. Well, what'd you take out of the media days?
I took out that Alabama's going to dominate this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I know you're a Debbie Downer, but yeah, that's my takeaway.
A Debbie Downer?
Yeah, you've been negative about my Alabama Crimson Tide. I know.
I haven't been negative. What are you talking about?
I mean, you're now believing because of the recruiting success, but
no, I'm not believing anything. You got to show it to me.
Okay.
I'll hold my powder, right?
Are you from? Are you from the state of Missouri? Show me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of got a little mule in me,
Okay. Hey, Cowboy, I took away that everybody has problems. Everybody has weakness. It's just who can navigate the season is who's going to be hoisting up that trophy over in Atlanta.
Yeah. What coach, what team do you think is going to surprise, Coach? I know you got Alabama walking to the championship.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You're not worried about that.
Yeah. I guess I could probably, instead of propping some teams up, like when I look through the rankings and I look through this media poll, I mean, there's some teams that we could go, okay, they got a chance to really do some pretty cool stuff, but then I think it's a jumbled up mess. I really do think you could probably put all 4 teams that are at the top with Georgia, Texas, Alabama, and Ole Miss and just draw them out of a hat, and I think you could make a case for and against.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could sit here and make a case that Alabama won't be there, but I could also make a case that they will be there. I could also make a case that Texas will be there, but they won't be there.
Yeah. You got to throw LSU in there now.
See, I don't believe in LSU. I think LSU's got some issues. And I think it starts up front. You cannot not win the trenches. And they got problems. Hey, Cowboy, I got to get to this break, man. And I wish you'd have come by the hotel and said hello, man. I'd have paid you to bring me a half and half tea or something.
You went straight to voice.
Yeah, but I was traveling. I did not miss a call from you, I promise.
Well, you had my number. You sure they could have reciprocated.
Well, and let me tell you this. I had a producer that I worked with for 4 years here at Tide. Alan Fall was one of my original producers. He was out there. I did not even have a chance to look him up. I texted him and told him I was coming to town. So it was literally elbows to buttholes the entire week. I mean, it was crazy. It was hectic. But, hey, man, I got to get out of here. I appreciate you.
All right, get out of here. I had something on my mind, but now.
Well, go ahead. Say it. Don't say that. Don't say that. I mean, it will last 2 minutes of Noah's career, and you can't say that, Cowboy. Thankfully, we're going to do it.
Noah.
Yeah.
Is he going to Chicago, really?
Yeah, but I got to go, man. I got to go. You made him nervous. You made him sweat over there.
I'll let you go.
Hopefully nobody heard that other than the people.
I think I got it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Cowboy dropping. I mean, how's that keeping you on your toes, Noah? Cowboy dropped the no word. We'll continue with more of the game. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
Leave up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Big Mike's downtown Moundville, only about 15 minutes from where I'm located. Also in Gunnersville, Alabama, Thomasville, Andalusia, Auburn, Alabama, Orange Beach. You'll find one of the best steaks in the state of Alabama, voted by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association and many other great publications recognizing the great ribeye, the seafood entrees. You'll find those. The great service. It is Big Mike's downtown Moundville. If you're looking for a great steak, Wednesday through Saturday, 4 until 10, Big Mike's, downtown Moundville. Blue Spring Living Water is located in Bluntsville, Alabama, Blount County, about an hour north of Birmingham. Blue Spring Living Water is harvested and bottled from a centuries-old natural spring on a private family farm. Blue Spring is an all-natural water source that flows just under 1 million gallons a day. They have partnered with Waterway of Alabama, and they've been in the water delivery business for over 30 years. To have Blue Spring Living Water delivered right to your home, right to your front door every month. New customers get their 5 jugs for $50, and the empties are exchanged every month for new ones. I know we have it at the Fowler household. We drink more water because of BlueSpringLivingWater.com. You can sign up at 205-602-3426. Talk to someone directly. Blue Spring Living Water can also be found Mark's Mark, downtown Northport, Publix, Piggly Wiggly, and in the southern part of our listing area, Rouse's Supermarket. BlueSpringLivingWater.com.
Stay up to date with the Crimson Tide. Local high school sports and Bama in the pros right here on Tide 100.9.
It's a free-for-all Friday sponsored by Bronhart Construction. I also want to remind you about Northport Power Equipment. Northport Power Equipment, it's our good folks right there. Northport Power Equipment, Skag Commercial Mowers, Husqvarna Commercial and Residential, the Crest Outdoor Power Tools, battery-operated tools by Husqvarna, chainsaws, pole saws, weed trimmers, battery-operated tools. You will find it right there at Northport Power Equipment. Stephen and Raleigh, I'm limited with time, but I'm trying to give you as much as I can. Good afternoon, sir. You're in the game.
Roll Tide, Ryan. You won't believe what just happened. I was listening. I'm at the Raleigh airport, and I was listening to you guys on speakerphone. And Digger is just downing Bangladesh like crazy, and there's this guy over here listening intently. And I turned it. I said, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I'm from Bangladesh."
Oh, Lord.
This just happened. And I said, I'm so sorry. This radio station is in Texas, is what I told him.
Oh, good. I'm glad you did.
And I go, okay, can I ask you a question? What does holla mean?
What do you say?
He goes, holla. He goes, are you sure he doesn't mean Allah? I think Allah, which is a Muslim word for God. I think that's actually what AC is saying.
Holla.
Based on what this guy said to me. He's saying holla, but he thinks he means Allah because holla means nothing to him.
Okay.
Well, how was Texas, Ryan Fowler?
It was good. A lot of good food, a lot of good brisket, a lot of good barbecue. Man, I had a good time.
Wednesday, when it was Alabama Day, did it seem like Alabama Day, like it would be over there in Birmingham, or was it really dominated by Texas?
No, I didn't see any fans where we were at. None. Like that. Yeah. So Texas, they're not really ready for the SEC. They think they are, but they're really not. And I'm just about out of time. He just gave me the 1 minute sign, so I'm out of time, okay. Stephen. I apologize.
It's all right. Roll Tide. I think Nick Saban's only been retired 6 months. Give him time. There will be plenty of things to name after Nick Saban. That's my opinion.
Thanks, Stephen. Safe travels, my friend.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Let's go to Ellis, Manchester, Tennessee. Ellis, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Good afternoon, Ryan Fowler.
How are you?
Just fine. Here at Winery, getting ready to do a workup event.
Now they
got live music.
Do they give you free samples?
Oh, I can have it if I want it.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to get Jesus his plug. Anything on your mind, Ellis?
Just Roll Tide, and will we get another 5-star?
No. It's just one that recommitted. It said, no, I'm not even thinking about flipping. Yeah, it's just some of Auburn's crap.
Oh, little brother.
Yep, I'm out of time, Ellis. I'm sorry.
All right, Roll Tide, Ryan.
No, I appreciate you, man. I've enjoyed working with you. It's been a lot of fun, but I got one message for you. I'll let Jim play in a minute. I remind you that we call this program The Game, and the only way you win a big game, the game of life, is to walk daily with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Good night, T-Town. And plus, that son of a gun said no when Alabama needed him the most. Get him the hell out of here.
Thank you for listening to The Game.